There's no $700 for food.
No.
Hell no. I looked it up and they said no.
Who was it?
Okay, here we go.
Yeah.
Matthews filled it out to get some shit though. Didn't he say you get like $300 or something?
I don't know. I didn't get anything.
What's up? We're
What's
back.
up, dude?
We made it.
We are
And
back.
we're live for the first time.
We got everybody here. Troy's here.
Troy's
Troy
here.
it is. We got Monte.
Yeah, I'm here.
And we got Tusty Busty.
Alive.
Don't forget it's annual enrollment period for Medicare out there, guys.
Listen, you're trying to hawk your Medicare
It doesn't
while we're
work.
in the middle of a.
Holy crap! Episode 26,
26.
guys. It's been 2 months. We've been
Has it? It's been like that long.
Well, it's
has
been
it?
2 months because it's when I went to the
a month
Bahamas
yesterday from the hurricane.
Yeah, and it was.
Wow.
I didn't realize it either. It feels like a dream.
Wow.
I
been a
went
whole
to the Bahamas to Exuma in Labor Day. So, I think it was a little bit before that.
Labor Day is the beginning of what? The beginning of first
September.
weekend in September.
Yeah. So,
Wow.
no,
We're slacking.
we are live, guys. Believe it or not.
We
So
just
we're-
got the power turned back on.
It's
Unless you're
been
at
close.
Yeah. Our studio didn't
It's been a
float
wreck.
away. We're lucky.
But we'll get in. Let's get into Ian a little bit later, a little bit here in a minute. But let me just go through I'll go on vacation first. It won't take long because it was kind of funny and we had a good time.
So you had this planned, this vacation
Oh, yeah.
prior to obviously everything.
Oh yeah, well there was no Ian before that.
Right.
We had a blast. My wife and I had a blast. We flew out of Miami to Georgetown, Exuma, Bahamas. Beautiful place, wonderful people, are the friendliest in the world. We met a ton of very friendly and interesting characters, and we had a really, really good time.
So you planned this? This was like a romantic kind of thing?
Like a second honeymoon, even though it didn't really. It was a honeymoon to me. But
A second honeymoon?
yeah, well,
How long
I
have you
mean-
been married?
33 years.
And you're going on your second honeymoon? Wow.
I've tried to
You're
use that.
romantic.
I tried to use that, but it
She
didn't
had to
work.
earn it.
Yeah,
She had to earn.
hell yeah,
Believe me, she has.
damn right she's earned it. There's no doubt, poor thing.
Oh, that's funny.
So we went over there, and it was a not a cheap trip. I went very richly and spent a lot of money, and we had a blast. But we had stayed in a very nice place that was not on the mainland. We had to take a boat to an island, which was wonderful, but it kind of hampered the partying situation because you had to be done by 9. But anyway,
What do you mean, done by night? At night?
yeah, because that was when the last boat went back over. So, I mean, like at night, there was a football game, the Florida State, I think it was LSU game. We wanted to watch it. Well, it didn't start till 8. So and where I was had no TV, zero.
The hotel? With the resort you were staying
The
at?
resort I was at when I was on the island had no TV. So,
Well, there's probably a reason for that.
well, there's supposed to be a honeymoon reason, but
Right,
that didn't
that's-
work out too good for me. That's my point. I mean, what the hell? I need a TV. After 10 minutes.
After hours.
Yeah, after 10 minutes of the honeymoon, it's time for the TV to come on.
Well, do you need a TV or does she need a TV?
I think she probably needed it more than I did, but we met a lot of interesting people, and I'll start out. Let me see. Let's start out with the first one. We met a gentleman by the name of Luther. He was our taxi driver. Wonderful, very nice man. But you get in his taxi, and you definitely know where he stands because it's like what do you call that when they have a religious thing, like with a tent?
A religious thing with a
with
tent?
the tents, like when Graham or them, they come with a tent and they
Like I don't know what you're saying. Like a road?
like a religious, like a relious,
Retreat type?
yeah, like a retreat, but not even those.
Like a traveling church, basically?
Yeah, I mean, because the radio, it was like, sinners, you'll stop right now, whatever you're doing. I mean, it was like, that was what he had on the radio.
Oh.
They have
see.
the Bahamian, like a black woman or man, and they are screaming
Like
through
the
the radio.
traveling Pentecostal churches.
Pentecostal, yeah, like that kind of stuff. So
they bring their own tent and set up?
well, that's what he didn't, but I'm
Okay.
just saying that's what it
That's
was
what
like.
it was.
It was like a live broadcast
So it wasn't an
from one
It
of
was
these.
like that, yeah. And they were very, very, very
Hellfire and Brimstone.
hellfire and brimstone, exactly. So it was fun. We rode in that for a while. Made him stop at the liquor store. That's the first.
He just turned it up louder then.
That was our first stop.
Well, either way, there
He
has to be
knew.
liquor involved, especially if there's no TV.
No, there is no doubt. So we got a bunch of that, and we ended up making it to. the resort, which is Peace and Plenty, which is the oldest resort on the island. But we went across to their new little fancy place, which was a little bit overkill, but it was nice. We had a very nice time.
Weather was good, like
beautiful. Everything was beautiful. The water was beautiful. Everything. And the people were absolutely the nicest people in the world. They know that they get money from tourism because they are just the nicest people. So we started out, and right away we meet a woman and her girlfriend. They were partying over there on our island.
It's that kind of retreat.
Yeah, it was there, but they were over just visiting our island. You can go for like a day pass over there and hang out and drink at our bar. We have like a tiki bar and stuff. So we met them. They were very, very big partiers. I mean, she was wild, like extremely outgoing and extremely boisterous. And she ended up being the mother of 2 NFL football players. And most of you guys out there will know this name. I didn't know it, but I do now. But it was Nick and Joey Bosa.
Bosa, yeah. Bosa brothers.
Yep. And they are
badasses.
Badasses. I think they play out west, and I think San Diego and San Francisco, I believe. They're both linebackers. Badasses. Well, one of them, while we were there, signed some, don't hold me this, but it was like $100 million deal, something crazy. So she was definitely feeling no pain. She was enjoying herself.
This is the mom.
This is the mom with the girlfriend.
Wow.
So I guess she had switched teams, obviously.
Oh, so the mom was there with her girlfriend.
Yeah.
Not like a girlfriend like my bud.
No.
Girlfriend.
So the mom's a lesbian now.
Yeah, I guess she turned. You know how they do. They flip-flop.
And
I guess.
You're sure about that?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I was definitely sure about it because we talked to the girlfriend later and she goes, oh yeah, she gets kind of crazy and I have to take her to the room. And because literally the bartenders, the Bahamian
talking about
bartenders,
the Bosa brothers' mom here.
The
Bosa brothers.
I don't want to hear a knock on the door.
I don't either because they're huge.
They're
if you
big
look them up,
linebackers.
they're gigantic. I actually watched one of them play this weekend, but anyway, I think it was Joey Bosa that signed the big contract when we were there, and it was a big one. So she was having fun, and she is very, very outgoing. I think she goes there a lot. She's an investor at the place, so
oh wow,
they treat her like a queen.
Yeah.
And the bartenders, I'm like, what do you do when she gets a little bit out of hand? Because she gets crazy. And they're like, oh, I'll feed her some wine, man, and try to make her go to bed. You know, they know. They're like, okay, I have to mellow her out a little bit.
Oh, really?
But everywhere we went, we kept running into her, and we had a blast. She would throw us in her car with us and take us down to some other places, and we had a good time. She was a very, very nice lady and very friendly. Crazy. So that was one of them. I met Bosa's. Then,
well, you met the mom.
I met the mom.
Okay.
I didn't meet the big guys.
Right.
And then I met their coach from high school. That was what's that? Aquinas.
St. Thomas
Aquinas, which is if you don't know, they're badass high school out of Miami. That's always like in the state rankings. So I met the coach that coached them, and then we went from there and we went down to another place that we were hanging out watching the game. Well, my wife all of a sudden finds her somebody, and this guy latched onto her, and he was a little bit older gentleman.
Honeymoon weekend.
Yeah,
she was a Bahamian gentleman.
Oh yes, and she loved the attention, and he was giving her a lot of attention, believe me. And it went on, and I think deep down that, you know, from my little Scottish little wee, I think she may have been thinking about maybe the Bahamian, you know, old Rodney. He's Rodney. That was Rodney.
Rodney's his name?
Yeah.
Rodney's conch?
Rodney with the conch. I don't know what he had, but she's
going to love this.
The next thing you know, she's like hugging him and not kissing him, but she was hugging him.
Please, this is a great story.
No,
this
and
is
then it
better
went
by the second.
No, every day we would run into him. One time we're on another island. All of a sudden he shows up. I'm like, Rodney,
what are you doing?
How the hell? We're like the only people over here at this place called Chat and Chill, which is kind of on the point, and it's like a tiki bar with a bunch of
Maybe
music.
He says, "Oh, Lisa, text me."
Yeah, I'm not kidding.
Chat and Chill. This sounds like a swimmer's vacation.
It was
swingers.
Yeah,
the swingers.
It was kind of swinger. Well, there was a sandals on there, but they're not swinging sandals, are they? I don't think so.
I don't know. I mean,
I wouldn't know at all.
I don't.
but-
I wouldn't
Do you
either.
see any upside down pineapples?
No, I didn't.
All right.
But she did because she was all over it. She loved it. So he sold me a hogfish, which is, if you don't know, is one of the most delicious fish.
Hogfish is great.
Delicious. So I'm up there cleaning the hogfish because he don't want to clean it. So I'm cleaning it. I'm getting ready to have this place cook it for us, which was wonderful. Well, the next thing I know, we had met another couple at this place that were like, what's the name of that TV show where they have the yacht and they're on it and they do all the work? They're like the
Below deck.
Below deck. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's what these people, there was two of them and they had sailboat and that's what they did. They were the mate and the first, or the one captain, and she was like the first mate. So it was a bigger sailboat. And we were talking to them about how these guys all were trying to hit on her and stuff. And she was from Sweden. And I'm up there cleaning the
That sounds
fish.
good.
I give Rodney the money. And then she goes, he kissed her on the lips. I go, what?
Wait, Rodney kissed your wife
Kissed
on the
my
lips?
wife on the lips. And Rodney.
Just like, wait a minute. So he just went after it? He just got after it?
I
Or?
think he was like, okay, baby, bye, baby.
Oh, he
and
was leaving.
Yeah, he was leaving. Okay, bye, baby. And he kind of kissed her on the cheek. And then all of a sudden they went to I don't think tongue came out, but it was damn close. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I'm up here cleaning a fish. He's all over.
Yeah, he gives you the hogfish. Go
Yeah.
take care of that, Buster.
Go take care of that.
Go
Yeah.
take care
You
of that. I take
the
care of your
hogfish,
wife,
Bustin'.
man.
So she was enjoying the attention. Believe me, I don't care what she says. She loved every minute of it. But anyway, he ended up leaving. Long story short, we come back after we'd been over there for a few days. We're back in the States. Well, he had our number because everyone uses this WhatsApp. It's
Right. What's up?
yeah,
we,
it's like a.
yeah, we know what's WhatsApp.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
I didn't know what it was.
He's just getting dick
He's-
pics.
Listen,
No.
he's so
Have
he's
you,
so technologically
did you know what WhatsApp?
unadvanced.
Have you
Yeah.
heard of it? So, it's,
Have you heard of it?
but I guess it's like an app that nothing's recorded. or anything.
international,
It's
yeah.
like international.
Yeah, it's just like
So
right.
he's sending her. He ends up calling her. Hey, baby. I'm like, Rodney, I mean, we're back at home. What are you doing? Oh, I just want to check on you, baby. And he's like, okay, baby. And
she must have been loving it.
She's loving
She's
every
loving
damn minute
it.
of it. I know deep down she was thinking
Unbelievable.
about that old Rodney Conk, like you said.
Oh, Rodney
You know,
Conk.
she's like, I'm done with this little Irish little wee, and here there. Rodney the Conk man may be able to help me out. You know, she ain't getting any young. So so he ended up calling out of nowhere like twice, and I'm like, okay, Rodney, enough already, dude. So we met him, and he wants to know when we're coming back.
Of course he does.
Yeah. So we'll end up going back. Well, we had a blast.
At
If
least
you
now
ever,
you have an established relationship.
we do, and now I can buy lobster and conch guy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna have
You may
clean
not
it.
have to buy it if you're throwing Lisa up.
I
Right,
don't know.
right, right.
They like their money. I
Right.
don't.
Your
They
wife-
won't, it won't be worth it.
He's
He'll
gonna
want
have
money
you-
too.
He's gonna have you cleaning hogfish for a month.
Yeah,
for a week.
he's going to want money too.
Free
though. He'll be
hogfish
like-
for you.
Yeah,
Just
he
keep
may.
busy over there.
He may.
You go.
Hell, it's worth it. honey.
You go back by yourself, Buster.
I may be willing to do it for some hogfish. Throw a lobster
Oh
in
my
there.
God. Throw some lobster. Keep her. I'll be back in. I'll be back in like 3 weeks.
And then we met another lady, and then I'll get off the vacation. We met another lady by the name of Rosemary. Very, very sweet woman. She's an attorney in Atlanta, and she ends up being from the same town as where my dad is in Georgia, which is a little bitty town. I mean,
Wow.
very, very small, but she was from Ashburn, and I'm like, that is wild. I mean, it's a small world. Well, she ends up having a Airbnb there that she owns.
On the island you were staying?
Yes, and not far, and a very much better price, right on the beach. I'm like, sweetheart, hook us up.
Yeah,
so
for sure. That's the way to go.
No, I could do it for half price, and she was very sweet. So we got her hooked up. So we're definitely gonna go back and if you could rent a car, get an Airbnb because you can cook all your food there. There's a big butcher shop and grocery store and everything else. You don't have to go out. So there's a lot of ways to do it.
So this
a lot
wasn't
less
like
expensive.
Yeah. So this wasn't like an all-inclusive kind of trip.
Oh no. It
Right,
was
so
not
then
all
it pays.
inclusive.
Then it pays to get. Yeah. It pays.
It was like pay as you go.
Yeah, it was not inclusive.
Yeah.
So no, there's no doubt.
the only thing inclusive was Rodney.
Rodney was inclusive.
Yeah. Why
good,
not? I
thank
mean,
you.
you might as well just bring him over. Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
Well,
so
yeah,
if,
just
if
bring
you're not
me one,
doing
too,
if
if you're
you're not
gonna do it,
doing
bring
all
me a beer.
inclusive, then you might as well get an Airbnb, right?
No, you got an Airbnb, a nice place. We went down and looked at it. Actually, Luther, the taxi driver, is her contact. I'm like, this is wild.
Yeah, it's a small world down
Yeah,
there.
so
buddy.
he takes us to look at it, and it's a beautiful little place. I mean, 2-bedroom, 2-bath, right on the beach, like right close to everything. But you kind of need a car. They do drive on the opposite side of the road, so you better pay attention. But it's nice to have your own car because you can stay out a little later, and you can go wherever you want.
Right.
Like we went and swam with the pigs. I don't know if you've ever heard of that, but there's
I've swam with pigs before.
and I'm sure you have. That ain't called swimming. So there's a
Shit.
place where you got pigs, and
Who
we
hasn't?
fed iguanas, and you go literally, and the pigs swim with you, and then we swam in a cave. And that was like an all-day thing that was very, very cool. And that's where they do it, is in Exuma. And there's giant. If anyone wants to look it up, just put "swimming with the pigs" and you'll see it. And they're giant pigs that come out right to the boat, swim you around. You get in the water with them with all their doo-doo floating around you.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask you. First of all, these are not like pink, like pink pigs that you get bacon from, right?
Well, they're colored pig. They're definitely at one time they're a mixture of wild and
Oh, really?
big one. Yeah, because they're 300-400 pound pigs. They're huge,
Are you kidding me?
giant. And if you screw around with them, like you give them crackers, but if you give them something like, let's say you want to give them a piece of bacon, they'll run you down. I mean, they'll like step on your feet and stuff because if they get anything different
to get to it.
Yeah, anything different, they're
Wow.
going to come after you.
Wow.
They don't. I mean, no. If they bite you, it's by accident. It's not like they're charging you. But
Right, they're trying to do it, but these are like they're different color, right? They're almost
Different colored, yeah.
like a cow, kind of like a brown and
yeah,
like big spot brown and white or whatever.
yeah,
whatever.
white and brown, big. And they are trained to eat, and that's what they do. So these.
And swim, obviously.
Yeah, well, they pull up onto the beach, and the Bahamian captain be like, "Suey, piggy, suey piggy."
That's got to be.
And then they come
horrible.
on out, and here they come. So
And they're shitting in the water.
oh yeah, there's doo all over.
So
the water.
what? Why?
Why don't they wait till they get on land?
What, the pigs? I don't know. Ask them. I have no. I think when they go, they go. You can get on land with them too, but if you try to not,
So who owns these pigs?
there's an island there that I don't know if the government owns them or if it's part of the island because we didn't pay it. I mean, we paid for the whole day.
But you didn't have to
the
pay
captain a
specifically.
boat, but not for the
Yeah,
viewing
we
of
didn't
the
pay
pigs.
for the pig exactly.
And is that the only place they took you? Was just swimming with
No,
the
then
pigs?
we went and swam with sharks, and we had a great time there. Now you did pay there. I think it was $5 or maybe $15.
What kind of sharks?
Nurse sharks.
Wow.
But they were fun because they would come around you and you could turn them over and rub their belly.
And they're probably used to people,
Oh, yeah.
right?
They're the same way. They would give you stuff to feed them, and they're the
the
same
pig
damn way.
thing. The pig thing might not be a bad idea. Imagine like you let people come out there to feed them for free just to get them fat, and then you kill them off as you need them.
No, I think they definitely kill them off when they need to because after a while there's too many of them.
But you don't have to feed them. You just let
Yeah.
tourists do it.
Yeah, you let the tourists do it, and you're done.
I'm sorry, dude, but the swimming with the pigs thing does not sound like a lot of fun.
Listen, I didn't jump in the water. I mean, I did because I had to pee, but I didn't because you about have to pee bad, So there's not like a bathroom in this boat.
Fuck it at that point, right?
Yeah, I mean, I gotta pee.
Might as well just shit too.
The
whatever
water,
you have to do.
It's crystal clear, beautiful water, and then little floaters go by. Just don't pay attention.
Really?
Oh yeah, as far as doo-doo, yeah, there's floating right
Really?
around you. Yes. But
That's
you don't
not
pay
fun.
much attention. No, it's not.
What do you mean you don't pay much attention? How could you not pay attention to shit floating?
You just swoosh it away. Swoosh.
That doesn't
Swoosh,
sound like
poo-poo.
anything that I'd be
Swooshy
interested in
poo-poo.
doing.
Swooshy poo-poo.
Swooshy poo-poo. I mean, come on.
But
That's
we
crazy.
had a really, really
No wonder
fun
you're
time.
not getting late. You're taking her. Come on, honey.
She
Let's go
loved it.
swim with the pig. She did.
Yeah.
I mean,
And then
see
we
what I
went-
mean? Anything's better.
No, and then we went to the a cave. We swam under it like through a rock and went in a cave. You sit there and then they go down and like open up a bunch of crackers down there and all these fish come. It's like an aquarium. Beautiful.
Wow.
Gorgeous water and everything was beautiful.
Are you
And
snorkeling? I mean, how long do you have
Yeah.
to be under?
no, you're snorkeling. You don't even go under.
don't go
really.
under?
No. I mean, you can, but
I
it was
gotta check
we
this
had a
out.
really, really fun time and we got hooked up with Rosemary that's got the Airbnb now. So we're gonna go back for a lot less money and a lot more fun and We already had fun. So
And no swimming with the pigs this time.
I'm not going to go, but like if
No.
you go, you need to go. And you
I
got
would
to
not-
go.
I have no desire. The sharks, yes, and the cave.
well,
whole
no,
thing.
they all come together. It's all one.
Oh, it's like a
one
package deal.
Yeah, you're on the boat and you go.
But you don't have
But you
to.
go by all like all these rich guys like Faith Hill and
Copperfield.
Tim McGraw.
Tim McGraw.
Right,
They had
right.
an island I think they just sold, but Copperfield has like a gigantic one. Like I didn't have any idea that Magic was that. I mean, he must be.
David
I mean,
Copperfield,
he had huge island and more than one, dude. I'm talking.
He owns an island.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
He owns the island. out
Yes.
You
and
know that,
big
Troy?
islands. Yes.
Yeah.
He owned a couple of them, and I mean talking giant. And they get like, 30 grand a night or something crazy like that. So they rent them out to these rich people. So he's making money off of it.
Wow.
So and it's unbelievable. They go by all those and they tell you whose it is and they show it to you, and it's phenomenal.
So who else? Do you remember anybody else that owned?
Yeah, it was those two. It was shit. Oh, it was
there. Epstein's Island.
no, it wasn't
There was
Epstein.
no
Epstein
Epstein.
wasn't there. What was the guy that
Rodney-
just
Rodney's
went to jail? The drug smuggler from
Oh,
what's his name? He had a couple, but I don't think they're his anymore.
El Chapo.
Yeah, El Chapo.
Wow.
Because we swam in a plane. We swam around a plane that got shot down during the El Chapo shit.
Really?
Because he was bringing in major drugs through there, huge amounts.
Through the Bahamas.
Yeah, there was a
What was
lot
he
of
doing?
people that
He was flying them onto the island. Like he was
I don't
that
know
was
if
like
they
a
were
hub?
flying and dropping it,
and dropping.
and then they would
Wow.
just go out by boat and pick
And
it
then-
up,
and then go out by boat, and
Yeah.
then probably by boat
bring it here,
bring it into Miami or
Right,
something like that.
right.
Yeah.
Just bring it in. So,
Wow.
but anyway, if anyone ever wants to go, Exuma is a very nice place. It's it's not a long flight, but it's way out on the eastern side of the Bahamas, and it's beautiful. People were friendliest, most wonderful.
Well, yeah.
Happy.
I mean, they should be, first of all, and second of all,
yeah.
they want you to come back. I
Of
mean,
course
you're
they
not
do.
going to go back if they treat you like crap.
Oh, exactly. And the dollar's 1-to-1. So Bahamian dollar is the same as an American dollar, 1-to-1.
Really?
So it's easy. Yeah. Very easy.
Hmm.
We had a good time. But anyway, that was my Bahamas trip. So we're
Did you-
back.
Was it good for you? I mean, did you feel like you rekindled
I
the
had a honeymoon.
romance a
Yeah.
little
Oh,
bit?
by the shower, the place we were at had an only shower was outside.
Really?
So we had a little outside
That's hot.
shower. Yeah, it was kind of nice. So she didn't have a choice. I got to see it. But it was like all of them had outside showers. I mean, they're not like open, but it's open, but not like
Open to your room.
yeah, not like everyone can see it.
Meanwhile, Rodney's in the background going,
There's no telling what Rodney had. I don't know where he was. All of a sudden, he kept showing up everywhere I went. There's Rodney. I'm like, Rodney,
I wouldn't leave her alone in the room.
what the hell
if I
are you
were
doing here, Rodney? Shit, she was kicking me out. Here, go get some ice. I'm like, yeah. I'll be back in an hour.
Go get some ice from the other island.
Yeah, go over there. But we had a good time. It was a very nice trip.
Well, that's good. And
So-
you definitely have some more good news, bud. I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about that. I mean,
Yeah, we can go ahead and throw that in there too. That I became a grandfather right after Ian.
I put the laugh track on.
Yay!
That's
yay.
awesome. Yep, beautiful,
Little
beautiful
boy. Yeah, we didn't know what it was until it came out, and it was his Weston Wayne.
Yeah, he goes, and then he didn't know what. He goes, yeah, Wesley.
Yeah, I didn't know.
He didn't even know his
I didn't
own
know the
grandson's
name
name.
until they told me. What am I supposed to know? They all kept coming up with these different names, but
Yeah,
so it's Weston Wayne. He was
Nice.
5 pounds,
he's a tiny little
6
bugger,
ounces. Yeah, he's a
a tiny
little bitty
little baby.
bugger.
but he's handsome.
Yeah, he came out good, and now they're going through hell with all the firstborn and all that stuff. But
Yeah,
he's
Yep,
getting
been
bigger,
there.
and he's getting everything's working out wonderful, and I'm thrilled.
well, that's good. Now you're a grandpa.
I'm a
dude.
grandpa, yeah, Paw.
Paw. Wow.
Yeah. And my wife,
So
Lolly.
I
did you
can't
guys
believe-
have a discussion like what you want to be called?
Oh, that went on. You kidding me? Forever.
What do you think?
So I just started
It
out.
went on for days.
Oh, it went forever. I mean, my wife wants, so she's Lolly, and she wants me to be Pop, Lolly, Pop.
Oh
I'm
my
like,
God, you can't. You can't do that, dude. Please.
I'm not kidding. Lolly,
Lisa
no.
wanted that?
Yes. So
That's
she's
You
still,
gotta
can't do that.
she's still going by Lolly. I go, you can go by Lolly. I go, but I'm not going Pop. It's too hard. So I'm like Paw. I go, I'm Paw. And my name's Paul. So we were going to do Paul.
Paulie. Grandpa
And I'm like,
Paulie.
that's too hard for him. So we're just going Paw. That's what I start. When I first picked him up, I go, Paw's here. That's all I ever say to him. Pawpaw's here, and he looks at me and falls asleep again.
Like your wife.
Exactly. Same thing. But
That's great.
he sleeps a lot. He's very sweet. I'm
Oh,
sure he
he's
cries.
So
beautiful.
when he
Lisa's
cries.
That's
Lala.
awesome.
Lolly.
Lolly.
Lolly. Like
Maybe it should be
lollipop?
Lala. I like Lala better.
Was it like? Is that something in another language?
No.
No.
They
No.
just made it up,
Like
dude.
my kids call my wife's mom Meme, because it's like in French that's what grandma is.
Okay,
Meme?
that's
Meme.
cool.
Like
You know.
Meme is technically what it is, but they just call her Meme.
But see, like my mom, they called her Queenie. I mean,
Mhm.
God bless her, sweet thing. So she just made it. She goes, "I'm Queenie," and everyone. Hell, I started calling her Queenie. I'm like Queenie, So
right.
So, of course, she didn't want to be Queenie, my wife. She can't take my mom.
Right,
My
right.
mom's passed away, but still, you can't do that. So she went with Lolly, and I'm like,
What if
okay,
Lisa was princess?
that's too hard to say. You got to keep it simple for them.
That doesn't even sound anything like a grandma.
No, you got to keep
I mean,
it
we
really
called my
simple.
grandma.
She should
See,
have.
like growing up,
You
that's
know?
what it was grandpa,
Grandma, grandpa, pop.
this, grandpa that. But now I know it's all different because I know like we had kind of talked about it at my house about grandma, grandpa, whatever it would be. And
Yeah,
like, I just
I mean-
want pops.
Yeah, pop. That's what
That's
I'm
what
going
I
to.
want.
Just
Pop.
Pops.
like
That's what
Pops.
I went with Paw, and it works perfect. But like Lolly, it's kind of hard to say too. And I'm like Lolly,
But
but
where
whatever.
does that come from?
She just made it up, just Lolly. Like, because she wanted to be Lolly Pop, and I'm like, no, it's not Pop. I'm not kidding. That's what she wanted.
I think you may have misunderstood what she was wanting.
No, I'm not either. That's exactly what it was. And what she should call her is like what Rodney calls her from the Bahamas. Hey, baby. Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
Hey, baby.
That's what she
Hey,
should have been called.
baby.
Grandma Conk.
Yeah, Grandma, exactly.
Oh, grandpa. Well,
I
they
can
can't-
tell you, she had a shine on her face every time. Oh, there's Rodney. I'm like, honey, Rod. Oh, you're out of your mind. I'm not. I'm like, well, you sure seem tickled with it.
I'm sure she was.
Especially when he called out of nowhere. How are you, baby?
Oh, my God. Who knows what went on over there? No wonder she was smiling.
Yeah, she must have
And,
been
and listen,
smiling.
if somebody's calling you from another country
No, I had one of the other guys
or
call me.
island
I
or
met a
whatever
guy.
you want to call it,
I met a guy, young guy, that took us to another place because he had a car, and his name was Tomorrow. He ended up calling me. I'm
His
like,
name is Tomorrow.
His name is Tomorrow?
Tomorrow.
Oh.
tomorrow. Oh,
So I thought
it was like a.
that's how I
happening-
remember it because it's Tomorrow.
Who's on first?
But he was going to get
Tomorrow.
he's getting his taxi license. So he was a young guy. I go, honey, how about Tomorrow? I go, why are you worried about Rodney? He's old, No, Rodney. I like Rodney. I'm like, yeah, I bet you
Uh-oh.
do.
Oh boy.
So I'm like, Tomorrow would probably be better at it. And she didn't go for it. She's like, you're disgusting. That's not, they're just friendly. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
it's friendly.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, you're disgusting. Meanwhile, hold on a second. I have to take this call.
Yeah. And the poor Swedish chick goes, she kissed him on the lips. I'm like, oh my God. Don't do that.
The foreign lady doesn't even know. Is like, look, hey, I'm just letting you know.
Right. I'm
Yeah.
just letting you know.
Literally let me
Your
know.
wife's over there sucking face from
Right.
the big black dude.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
look-
exactly right.
Looks like you'd be going home alone.
Yeah. And the
Buster.
only reason she was saying that is because all the guys on the boat always, because the guy was South African. That's where he was from. And he was like, they always hit on her because she's a good looking gal, And I'm like, and she's
Blonde,
Swedish,
like
blonde,
Swedish blonde,
blonde,
yeah.
Swedish.
fair
She
skin.
noticed that Lisa let them cross lines that she didn't let them cross
Maybe
with her.
she was letting them go too. I don't know, but she
She's
said there's
like,
He goes, I come out and there'll be 3 guys around her. I'm like, yeah, I bet they are. Especially you're stuck on a sailboat for a week. They're going to be all over. But anyway, she was actually talking about the vaccine to switch subject a little bit. She did not. She's like, I'm not getting it. And her whole family was barking at her and me. And she goes, and then finally it came out that maybe you shouldn't get it. And now they're all backpedaling. But it was funny to hear her because she seemed like she came from a more of a
She's
liberal
Swedish,
background.
so all of them, even if they're conservative
Yeah.
over there, they're still like
she was
liberal
very
compared
she
to
was
what we
very
come from.
conservative, which I got a kick out of. But anyway, we had a wonderful time. If anyone wants to go to the Bahamas, call me and I'll hook you up with Rosemary. She's got a beautiful house.
Buster's giving out free Bahama trips
Yeah,
for every
it
Medicare.
ain't free. You
Medicare,
gotta
pay for
it.
Medicare
Yeah.
sign up. He is.
Yeah, help me
I
out.
think we might have had some technical difficulties with the live feed, but I think I might have fixed it. Not that it matters.
Have we even been on live?
Yes.
Dumbass. Here we
Yeah,
are back
I
to
don't
fucking
know.
Monte again. Bullshit.
I was getting all these text messages asking what happened from all the
Yeah,
people that were listening live.
no shit.
I just had 100 people text me.
Oh my God. Please. I'm trying, man. I'm trying. This is our first live broadcast, and
It may have been. We may have went and waited.
Clicked.
I thought we did live before.
No, never.
No.
Because I had to edit stuff out. But I mean, listen, we have a lot. This is an extreme. This is a special situation here where
Emergency
we're coming.
service disaster.
Where we're coming out of a hurricane. Like,
so no nonsense, no editing. This is just
deal. This is it is what it is, and we were supposed to have a. Hopefully he can get settled in, but I call him a celebrity bartender from Fort Myers Beach. My buddy Ty, he's actually been on the news and stuff, but he stayed. He was actually down there on the beach, and by the time they realized what was happening with Ian, and it wasn't right. It wasn't supposed to come actually this way. It's supposed to go up by Tampa, more or less. It was too late for them to evacuate, so they had to stay on the beach. So hopefully he'll be joining us soon.
I can tell you, people that weren't here, it was a hell of a hurricane, dude. It kicked our ass.
I mean, listen, I've been here since 1990, and I've been through my share of hurricanes. You've been here obviously longer than that. This one had me scared shit. It was brutal, and it didn't end. It just lingered on for hours.
It never would end. It just kept going on and on and on, and there was no eye or nothing. It just kept going, and then when the water came in, it's freaky as hell. I never would have thought anything flooded near my house. All of a sudden, my whole house it ended underwater. Thank God. It hit like close to the front door and turned around like yours, Troy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it came to Troy's garage, and then when it turned around and went back out, it went back out pretty good, but it was brutal. I don't want to go through something like that again. Now,
the winds were just so crazy, especially on the back half.
The back
half was the worst.
It was the back half.
Never seen wind that crazy.
It was over 100 miles. Listen, they had wind gusts.
Easily.
They had sustained winds, 145 miles an hour.
Yeah.
My roof or my fence proves that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we all three of us right here got very, very,
very
lucky.
Very lucky and blessed.
I can tell you one thing. I'm awfully pissed off because I don't have Comcast.
He had no
cable.
Hey,
these people don't have
he gets mad at me because I lost power. Okay, so the storm came in on a Wednesday,
dude.
Right? It came in, started Tuesday, but really it landed around here on Wednesday.
This house has some saint or something over it. I've never seen a house. Go ahead. I mean,
so it's. I lost power probably around 5-6 o'clock Wednesday afternoon. And then around 11 or so at night, I let the refrigerators go for a while. I put the generator on, and then I shut it off. I figured, all right, it's good as long as they're good, they'll stay good. Like a freezer, right? It'll stay like for 48 hours if you don't open it.
Longer
at least
than that.
Whatever. A refrigerator.
I just loaded all of them up with bags of ice.
Yeah. Well, I tried to. We did whatever we could, but.
Whatever you could. What was it for 6 hours?
12 hours.
God almighty.
He was roughing it over here.
Yeah, he really had a tough time.
So we had no
2
power.
weeks.
But the thing was,
exactly.
First of all, the thing started blowing my camper, my travel trailer, onto my neighbor's property. Oak trees have fallen. I went out there in 100-something mile an hour winds to try to save my camper because it fell off of the jacks. The jack was on some wood, whatever. Anyway, I went out there. My wife was like, "What, are you crazy?" I'm like, "I've got to save it." Like I could save a 7,000-pound camper.
Yeah, and then you have to save anything.
No.
You lifted it up with one hand.
No, I just
placed
secured
it
it
back nicely on the blocks.
It fell off the 4x4, so the ass end of it was up and the front of it was sticking out, so it was kind of blowing it sideways towards my neighbor's yard, and I was afraid it was going to flip because once it came, it was not stable. The stabilizers were up off the ground, so I went out there to just at least try to stabilize it to prevent that from happening, and luckily, knock on wood, it did, but I slept. We opened up the windows. It was breezy, and I slept on the couch by the front because there were literally people like coming down the block at like 2 o'clock in the morning, driving really slow. I'm like, these fucking people are coming down here. Mm-hmm. They're looking for somebody who evacuated their house. No power. Nobody's going to see anything. People are wiped out by that point at 2 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. But it was we had the windows open, and I woke up at like 5, and I'm like, holy shit, the street lights are on. And I'm like, shit. Next thing I know, we had power. So I spoke with Bustin the next morning. We had power. I cranked up the AC, closed all, did everything like that. He's like, yeah, let's come over. So we had people in the camper. We had people inside, who's coming in to do laundry, shower, working at the tape and then the same
Because
day.
you had water?
We had, it was boiled water. We had water, but the pressure was shit, and it was a
poor
boiled
guy.
water.
I'm not kidding. This house, I've never, and he had cable.
Like the
And
middle
he
of
had
the
his
day.
cable.
Fucking
No, the
cable.
middle
Fucking
of the
cable
day.
can't work
The
on a
middle of the
regular day.
The
Fucking
middle of the
cable,
day.
exactly.
The internet came back, so we
He
had
had
people.
internet, cable.
So we're like watching that Saturday. Like
Yeah,
we're watching
football.
football. I
You
mean,
know-
it was we were lucky, and it turns out I have a fire captain who lives across the street.
He's on some grid
And,
or something.
to the hospital to Lee Memorial. We're on the hospital grid. So and with Irma in 2017, we evacuated because they were pumping up the whole storm surge. Remember that storm surge?
Yeah.
Storm surge, and we didn't even lose power.
No.
Back then.
Didn't at all. This house, it's the only. I was out for a
Well, it was
week
not
during
just
that.
It was a couple. It was
Dude,
these little
it's your
cluster
house.
houses.
This house has cable and that thing and power every single time. I'm out for 5-6 days. This time I was lucky; it wasn't as long.
No,
And
last time it was 11
no damage
days.
to my house. I mean, I had a few things.
Irma, it was 11 days.
Right, the last time. How long were you out this time, Troy?
14 days.
2 weeks
2 weeks
without power.
Yeah.
But see,
Holy
they had
shit.
redone all my
Now you
poles
live like almost
close to the
practically
river.
on the river.
Yeah, he's right off the river.
But the issue is all of because we have all the old poles and
The
stuff,
poles start-
and then the trees were all down because it's a heavily wooded area, so all the trees were down around it. So we had to get all the trees out of the way.
Yeah.
But then we even come work on it. But I
Right,
will tell you this much: I was amazing. How long do you think it takes to set a fucking telephone pole?
dude, it's unbelievable, isn't
It
it?
did in like 30 minutes,
Are you serious?
and then
Pull the old one out and put the new one up.
no, the old
They
ones, the old ones were not even there anymore.
They're just gone.
Yeah, they were just gone.
Holy shit!
But they to set a new pole, I thought like you need equipment and everything else. And he's like, yeah, well, we have a machine that does. He's like, but if we have to, we'll just manhandle it. I'm like, how the hell did like 4 guys manhandle a telephone pole? Put it in there. They fucking do it in about
Dude,
30 minutes. I was amazed.
You got to give them props because they do a hell of a job. I mean, it was
they were
amazing
waiting.
what
I mean,
they can do.
They had like 14,000 linemen ready to rock and roll, something like
No,
that.
they did a really good job. And in my street, the problem
They did.
is there are some things that up and go just because of the damage that was done. They fucked something up because every time it would rain afterwards, once it was up, the transformer would blow. And it's literally, I watched it happen in front of me every time. So like
That sucks.
they have to go out there and they're trying to find where it's at. And I'm like, dude, it's down here. I just watched it happen.
Wow.
It sounds like a sonic boom that goes.
Oh, no,
this
it's
is not like
unbelievable.
this transformer when it would blow, it wouldn't be like the other ones that kind of like
Just sound like a little tiny little boom.
this thing was like this boom, but it was like such a deep boom. It was kind of crazy. And then we would go boom, and then we go boom, boom.
Wow.
But like this real deep sound.
Yeah.
Like you could feel it. It wasn't just
Yeah.
you could feel the thing.
Pull it to you.
Yeah, you can move. You know,
So that we
that's
went
a
through
good
that
thing.
even
You
once we got the
can-
power
you
back
can move
on.
these
It
mics.
kept going in and
That's why
out.
we have them.
It kept going in and out. But so far so good on our side.
Well,
with
you-
that.
Did you
I
get
mean-
water?
Yeah, no, we got water. What was that? Probably we didn't have water for like a couple
No,
days.
no, I'm
No,
saying
as far as
water
water
into-
to you. It
intrusion
came
into
to his
the house.
garage and didn't.
Oh
he
no,
kinda
no,
turned-
no,
He got lucky.
no water in the house at all. I got four feet of water came in the garage, just like came in like through the protrusion of the garage. But it was just because I had the golf cart pushed against it, kind of created like a vacuum, didn't allow it in there. It was 12 inches on the outside, but it
Wow.
didn't come in.
So you had a foot of water on the outside. It didn't get in.
No,
Wow, that's pretty impressive. Because, I mean, for those of you who don't know, the barrier around Sanibel, Captiva, Pine Island, Matlacha, all that, Fort Myers Beach
is
just
gone.
decimated. I mean, really, unfortunately, just wiped out. There are structures there. There are some hotels that are still standing, but anything that was older is gone. I mean, like just gone. There's dirt and sand covers the islands completely. I mean,
No, it's bad.
they're going through the sand, trying to pull out all the rubble of the sand and sift through it with these big machines and conveyor belts, and then put the sand back on the beach. I mean, the roads they've cleared the roads, but everything else is sand. Like there's no grass. You don't see anything. It's just sand.
No, any bottom floors got blown out, and most of the stuff on Fort Myers Beach was older, and there were a lot of it was wood structures
frame,
are
yep,
gone.
yep,
They're
gone.
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 Places I grew up with my whole life are gone. The whole
Yeah.
place is gone, and Troy could probably say better than us because they're saying 61 people or something, and we're all saying it's got to be more.
Well, no, right now I think it was yesterday. They're up to 118 people dead.
But it has to be more than
I
that.
would
So I
think.
don't know why they're trying to hide it or what. But I'm telling you
I don't
right
know.
now,
I don't know. I don't know. But listen,
Like
that's
what-
not counting
Troy,
the people
give
that
us
might
the
have gotten
example.
sucked out. Think
give
about
us the
cars
example of the
and
one you
homes.
just
Well,
had.
my wife's one of her clients, like her sister was out on Fort Myers Beach, and she stayed because the storm wasn't necessarily going that direction. And then obviously it did what it did. So she didn't hear from her sister. Like they were talking, and then connection down here during the storm and after the storm was hit or miss at best. So she just never even heard from her. So she had gotten in touch with the guy that lived across the street or somebody in the area and says, hey, if you go over there, can you like check on my sister? And he did. He called her back and basically said that he found her and she wasn't alive.
Oh, he did find her?
Yeah, he found her.
How old was she? Do you have any idea?
She had to be in her 70s.
That's terrible.
In her 70s. And she was dead, but she's not on that list.
Yeah, see, that's the point.
Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, and
do they not report? But they have to report.
I got a client that I'm doing the stuff for in Sanibel. I'm doing their law office, their house, and then their kid's house. And he's a family law person, and they lost 12 clients.
Wow.
And so, I mean, if
that's 13 people just with knowing two people.
That's just me right here.
Right.
The second day after the storm, John, my guy, he found the dead guy in the one house he walked into. Hanging out of the attic. So I mean, there's 14 people, and that's just directly tied to me.
That's just you.
And my buddy, hopefully he's gonna chime in here soon. But he lost a friend, a girl who worked on the beach. I think a friend of ours' daughter went across the street when I think it was the fire department or somebody came over there, and she's like, "Yeah, there's a body over there." You know, so that's 16 people.
I want to say that. I want to say that. I think it has to be a political thing.
I do too, but why would it be political? I mean, they didn't cause it unless they say they wanted him to evacuate earlier.
That's this thing that I don't understand because, obviously I'm a very huge supporter of DeSantis. So fuck it. It is what it is. These people died. It's not like he wished death upon him or was negligent on his part in the least bit. So I don't know what the reasoning would be is to be dishonest about it. And I'm not saying he's doing it. But that's the only thing that I can think of.
I'm just wondering if they even know it. They even know that these people, they got to know because they go into a morgue.
They went to 1,000 body bags the first days. They had 1,000 of them out there. They ran out of them.
Yeah, but see,
now, okay.
Wait a minute now. Don't jump to that. Yeah, because our sheriff already got in trouble for saying something like that, and then they backed off.
Well, that's the thing. So they back off of that. Is that true? I don't know. But they went out there with 1,000 body bags. And
I kept hearing about them. They were putting them in these freezer trucks and all this shit. But I don't. You hear so many rumors. You hear so many rumors that you just don't know.
We don't know. And I don't know. I mean, you might know someday, but we're probably not going to know now. You know what I mean?
I would think we would know by now.
What the thing was though, at first, they were just like, this person passed away. This person's dead. Once they started doing autopsies, like, well, this person had a heart attack. So technically that wasn't storm related. But to me, I'm like, if the guy had a heart attack because he's trying to save his life because he's swimming in 15 feet of water.
Well, he may have had it anyway. You know what I mean?
Right. So, he may have had it anyway. That's true.
I do think that's part of what it is. It's almost like all of a sudden we had like 1,200 COVID deaths or something.
Right, I was going to say, they're not doing like COVID because everybody was dead with COVID.
I don't really know what the benefit would be is to be dishonest about it. I think it's maybe not to scare people. It probably is bad for tourism if we just say we lost 1,000 people in a storm, as if this isn't bad enough.
Right.
Not that that's going to keep people from coming here. People are willing to deal with hurricanes and storms and everything like that to get away from liberal shit up in New York and wherever else.
And the cold weather.
Fuck it, I'll deal with it. With an Ian.
Yeah, they're still going to come down. They still want the lifestyle, and it's going to be rebuilt. But
that's going to be years. Don't come down now.
Just to see what we saw. I mean, for us, it was kind of surreal because they had these the Chinook helicopters with the double propellers, the National Guard helicopters, flying all over the place. I mean, it was literally like a war zone. You saw videos of, and I'm telling you, if the videos don't do it justice, if you see it in person, it's total devastation. And it's getting cleaned up. But boats, like big shrimp boats and beautiful yachts piled on top of one another. And it's going to take a long time. But what obviously the one decent thing that came out of it is so many people came together, obviously, to help one another. Strangers, friends, restaurants here. I know, like downtown Bruno's of Brooklyn, they were giving away free food. I mean, a lot of them did.
Yeah,
buckets. They were doing. They're doing benefits every night or every so often for each different restaurant. Like they started with Fort Myers Beach, so they did one for Pete's Time Out where Ty used to work. and everything would, a lot of the proceeds would go to them and their employees. People really are rallying and have been rallying together to help clean up
Wow.
and try to help people. I mean, people literally lost everything: their house, their clothes, their car, everything. They have nothing.
And there's a lot of people. There's a lot of restaurants that are not reopening. They're done. I heard that Doc Ford's in Captiva's done, not open.
The one on Sanibel? The one on Sanibel?
No, Captiva.
Captiva?
Yeah, done. Not reopening indefinitely. It's done. Same thing with South Seas. South Seas. I mean, I'm sure it's going to reopen, but it could be years.
They laid off like a couple thousand people. I heard.
Well, 600. They said.
600.
No, but still, I mean,
that's a lot of people.
Who's going to come down? You can't come down to vacation.
No,
now.
but Sanibel and Captiva won't be the same for 5 years. It took 2 years after Charlie, and this is 10 times
worse than Charlie.
If 10 times is even enough. Like,
no,
it's much worse.
I mean, Charlie, you saw the graphic, right? That Charlie fit inside the eye of Ian.
This thing was massive, and it was the surge that we always said we never were going to get, and we got it.
Literally, like I think it was 18 feet or something like that at the beach.
Even if these
houses were floating.
Even if the houses like in Sanibel, you can even if you get them put back together, like you're just going to be a house on an island. It'd be like being in North Cap or Gasparilla or something. There's you're just going to be a house on an island. There's nobody else there.
Right.
So there's not going to be Jerry's isn't going to be open back up, and restaurants.
Jerry's is open, by the way.
Is it?
Yeah,
it's open. Wow,
that's good. I didn't know.
Open yesterday.
Did it?
Yeah.
All right. Well, there'll be,
but there'll be limited everything.
The only people that can go there is us contractors that are allowed to even go out there.
It's all contractors, and Troy's been out there, and from what I'm hearing, it's just mud and it stinks.
Oh, it's got to be horrible.
These are very, very rich people. It's not like it picked on the poor or whatever. I mean, it
picked on everybody because everybody.
Even the least expensive houses out there that are just like your regular 3-2 ranch. 2,100 square feet. I mean, this house is still $1 million.
$1 million bucks.
Yeah. And I mean, the house is nothing special,
but it's on the island. It was on Sanibel.
Exactly.
Well, I mean, even we can get into the causeway, which the bridge itself didn't sustain damage, which I thought it did. It was the roads going to it in the middle,
and it failed in 5 places.
Which was the road. The road itself got blown out.
I thought I saw some of the bridge was.
It didn't. Down. I thought it was.
I think it was. I don't know.
Was the road?
I think it's like the railing on one side kind of got fucked up, but they have like a guardrail there now, like what the concrete railings.
Right.
They
put those things like temporary.
Yeah. So I think that might be the picture that you saw, because as far as I can tell, and maybe I'm just an idiot, but I think the actual structure of the bridges still seems to be maintained.
Right. It was the roads going between.
Yeah. Cause I think that's the thing for people not from not around here don't understand. They think there's a bridge. They don't realize it's a bridge to a little island, to a bridge to another.
Yeah,
there's on and on and
there's
on.
little what we call spoil islands in between these bridges, and they got completely wiped,
like disappeared.
Clean.
But now they're fucking huge.
No, I know that's amazing.
They brought up so much dirt from them. Like now, like when this is all going to be done, and they're putting in like steel barriers and stuff like that. Like they're doing it right, but like you're going to look out, and there's trying to be 50 to 100 yards of beach on each side.
Wow.
Like they made it
really
big. Like right now, the piles that they're sitting there, they brought up so much. It probably goes about 40, 50 yards from the bridge to the where the water starts, but it's 6, 7, 8 feet tall.
Wow. No shit.
They're gonna spread it out.
Sanibel's smart. They're gonna make these things big.
It's gonna be built up for sure. It's gonna be a really nice little. I mean, it was a nice ride previous to this, but it's gonna be really nice now.
Right.
But like all the trees that were there, gone. There ain't no trees no more. I mean, there's a couple palm trees that I'm sure.
No Australian pines are gone.
Yeah, all that stuff's gone.
No shit. It's been there my whole damn life.
That's unbelievable. And even on Pine Island too, and the fact that they got that road or bridge or whatever was done in 2 days.
Like that's a real bridge.
Yeah.
That was a bridge.
Right. That was the bridge.
2 days they made it so they can get trucks and supplies and stuff over there. And even what was it? 2 weeks with Sanibel with all of those.
Yeah, that was amazing too. They got it open early.
Our governor and the Florida Department of Transportation, FDOT, amazing job getting this stuff done. You know, it took. Yeah, let's do it.
No, and I could say our governor right now has done a hell of a job. I mean, you got to give him the guy credit. I don't care what side you're on. There's no way you can criticize him whatsoever. I mean, he's been down here. He was down here immediately.
Yep.
I
And
will
he
say
took
this
care
much:
of it.
if there's any question in this election that it's even fucking
Close between him and
you
Chris.
motherfuckers
Yeah.
are definitely gonna know that this shit is fake as fuck.
Going to be rigged. It's if there's
That's
even
right.
close, it's
That's
rigged.
right.
People
Because
are down here from all over the country, all over the world helping, and
Right.
everybody's loves DeSantis.
Yeah.
Everybody. And so for people to be like, oh, we don't like him for this or that, and then enough that this election is going to be close. No, we're talking 10, 20 points difference.
It better
Chris
be.
don't have
No,
a fucking
he doesn't.
chance.
Not a
He shouldn't
chance in
have a
hell.
chance. First of all, he's a sleazebag.
yeah.
I didn't see the debate, but I heard people
I
said they
did.
couldn't even watch it
No, it was
because
bad.
he's such a sleazebag. And our governor and the sheriff too, Marcino, he was all over it too. And there was looting, there were people coming in from different parts of the state, on the East Coast coming in. I heard they were coming in with jet skis and yanking boats out and towing them away, like stealing boats. But they lined up these looters on the street. They put them on camera.
Well, I know. Yeah, that's he loves to be on camera.
But that's good. Well,
he loves to be
our
on there.
governor
But
and our sheriff
the sheriff is good. He did do a good
are
job.
both Italian, and they get shit done.
Man, they ain't got that. Damn Messina's about as big as.
But he's got a big stick.
Yeah, he's got the stick.
You know what I mean?
But he did a good job.
No,
they all did.
a good job. But don't come here and loot, man. Anybody that comes and loots and people who are just in despair and are at their lowest point for the most part. I mean, that's really bad.
Do us
That's
a favor
really
and
bad.
don't come down here at all.
Yeah,
There's
don't
too
come
many
here.
people here.
Yeah, don't come here. Don't
Go
come here
away.
to sightsee. Don't come here to just drive around and
No.
clog up the road.
It's nothing but New Jersey and
traffic
everybody
fucking
now.
sucks as it is.
It
right
is,
now.
yeah.
The traffic sucks.
But then what happened is the restaurant, like you couldn't get into a place
Right.
once
Because
things
there's
started
only
opening.
a few places
Only a
open.
few
Yeah, so
open, yeah.
everybody just flocked to these places. And
But
it
you
was
know what's
insane.
weird though? It's because like I've not left this McGregor corridor between my house and Sanibel. So I've only gone to Galloway for my truck. I went out to the doctor's one time, but outside of that, if you go outside of where we all live, it's normal. All these other places.
I mean, are you sure? Because I don't think Daniels and all that. I think it's still bad, dude.
no, they're like
Not really.
No,
No,
I'm
I've
telling
driven
you.
past it.
They're calling the salon like when are you making sure they get their hair appointment. And you're like, do you not realize like 2 of our people just lost their house? They don't have a car. Like,
Yeah, but
slow the
Naples,
fuck down.
Naples got completely flooded. So I mean, they
is
got
bad,
already
and they're
fixed.
open. Though.
Naples
They're
is already
open. I
fixed.
work. My office
Not
is
the
down there.
Ritz.
They're open.
Ritz is
No,
shut
the
down
Ritz is-
indefinitely.
But all of Fifth Avenue, all those restaurants and
Fifth,
shit, that
Third.
shit's already back up.
Well,
All
I-
down there where we are.
I know the Ritz is completely shut down again, but that's a big place.
They
It
didn't.
was right on the water.
They flooded a lot, but their damage there wasn't anything like we got here. Like our
no,
Sanibel, Captiva,
Yep.
Pine Island, Fort Myers is by far the worst hit.
Obviously,
areas.
there's no doubt.
The-
Well,
the-
we just never saw an eye.
No,
It just
but the
kept
thing was,
hammering.
It just didn't affect Southwest Florida. It went up into Charlotte County, into Sarasota County. It went up the Peace River. Remember, we were like, "What's going on? Why is the interstate closed?" This is days and days after all that water was pushed up. It had to come back down.
Well,
And
they
when
didn't.
it did,
Well,
It
the bridge,
crested,
the Peace,
like,
the Peace
flooding.
River, the Peace River,
It flooded. All these
the
campers-
Peace River broke down.
yeah, all underwater.
Yeah,
Trailers,
but like
floating in the
Port
water.
Charlotte Harbor did not flood.
No,
I mean, my brother's dead on the harbor and he got no water at all.
But it did suck the water out. Did you see
It
it? It
sucked
was
the
down.
water
It was
out.
down to the bottom,
Yeah,
to the floor.
It was weird.
No,
Eerie.
we had their water. We took it on.
So I think a lot of the places you're talking about got rain, and then sheet rain came back, and it just
I don't
flooded
know. I
everything.
thought it was the water. They were saying that the water that got pushed up and sucked out had to come back down.
I don't
And when
know.
it came back down, I mean, a normal, I don't know. It was just horrible all the way around.
Well, I think because the way the wind was blowing, because it was blowing into us, and so it was blowing the water up on the land.
Up on the land.
So
Yeah.
like normally the water would like land like say 75 and then flow towards us and it would go out. The problem was the wind was blowing it all this way. So the water that was way up east of us
East and north
wasn't
of us.
wasn't able to flow to the river like it normally would. So it kind of got stuck there because the wind was pushing it that direction, which then fucked us because it actually kind of helped us, I guess, because it's less water that we would have had to take on. But we had all the river basically just pushed up on us.
Yeah, well, it came back.
Well, we're lucky. I mean, you know,
I
there's
got
still,
the house that flooded. I mean, it's up in the shore, so that's like east of 75,
Yeah, right.
on 80.
Yep.
And
I know
that one
somebody
took
who
on
lives right.
That took on 6 foot of water there.
One canal off the river, and she's like, "I'm fine," but across the canal from me, and this is a deep water canal, sailboats and everything.
Oh, this one's
flood.
literally on the river. I literally just put a $150,000 cabinet package in this house.
Wow.
2 weeks before.
Right
this.
before it happened.
Right
Custom made
Oh my God.
cabinets.
Oh my God.
Fucking, we waited forever to get this stuff done. They literally
Oh
just
my
went in there 2
God.
weeks before,
Wow.
and
Yeah.
all of it. I'm like, they're just pulling the drawers out and just emptying mud out.
Oh my God.
Well,
and there's so many boats, you wouldn't believe the amount of
That's what I'm
boats that
saying.
are piled up on top of each other.
I've never seen anything like it. I've
No,
never seen anything.
I've
like
never seen anything like that either. They're piled up all downtown. They're everywhere.
And he kept going, "We're not going to flood." Fuck
Yeah.
that. He's like, "We're not flooding."
I
We
said
never
it a
flood.
million
I'd say the
times.
same
Never
thing. I've
flood
been
here.
here my entire life. I'm like, this is
This
fucking
ain't a
retarded. Every time
fucking
they talk
flood.
about 15-foot
Yeah.
storm surge
Yeah.
and whatever the else it is.
So I would
I
check in
told
with him.
people, I go, it's a pussy storm. Don't worry
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it. And
yeah.
then about a midway through it, I go, I may
I go,
be
"What's
wrong.
up? What's up?" He goes, "I don't know, but there's water on my street that's
Yeah.
flooding my street. It's coming up to my house." I was like, "Get out of here!" He's like, "Yeah, I don't know what I'm going to do. I mean,
Yeah.
holy shit."
It definitely changed my mind. I can tell you that. I think it's one in a 100-year storm. I don't think we'll
I
ever
think
see
they said
anything like
one in
this.
500 year.
Yeah, we'll never
I
see
mean,
anything like
I
this.
hope
I
we
hope
don't.
we don't, because poor
Fucking
Fort Myers
global
Beach,
warming.
places that I grew up my whole life at Fort Myers Beach, just little houses that we used to party in and everything are completely
Just
gone.
gone.
Just gone.
Not there anymore. It's
and
weird.
it never will be there. Now, I don't know what they're going to
But we
build
do
back.
have to put in perspective, though. A lot of those houses that are washed away, they were barely standing there. To begin
Yeah, I mean,
with.
No, I know, but that's what made it so
So
quaint.
they're
That was at Fort
landmarks,
Myers
but
Beach.
so it's not so much of questioning the integrity of, I think, our building here. These were things that were put in place
No,
in the 20s.
I agree.
That were like, I literally built a stronger fort at 8 years old than
I agree,
some of these
but what are we
places.
going to have back? What are they going
It's
to?
whatever they if they
Oh.
whatever gets rebuilt is going to be rebuilt, obviously, to newer
Well,
codes and stronger. But it's not going to be the
It's not going
same.
to look the same.
It's not
going
gonna
to
look
look
the
like
same.
shit.
Oh, well, if you go to Fort Myers Beach now, there's so many places that these little houses have been bought out and they're building like more modern monstrosities.
Right.
And those ones right now are still standing.
Still standing,
The
right.
scaffolding around them, the ones that are being worked on, are all tore out and messed
Right.
up. But the little shacks that are next to them, which Fort Myers Beach was going that way. It's been a fight for the last 10 years when that trying to do all the development down there. Now the people that really wanted to maintain the island to be what
it's
it is
done now.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. That shit don't exist no more.
Yeah, that's it.
Well,
It's
they're
over.
saying to give Fort Myers Beach back to Lee County. They're not happy with the
council?
politicians.
Yeah,
They
the
don't
town
have
council or
the
whatever.
infrastructure out there to even handle this. Though.
No,
And so I mean they're gonna have to.
right. They should. I mean, they didn't really know what they were doing. They were all like New Jersey, people. That
It was
came down
barely
here.
holding itself together before the
Right.
storm, and now it's like they don't have offices, they
Right.
don't have infrastructure, they don't have nothing. It's gonna have to be controlled back by the county.
Oh, it's got to. So,
And
and
Dan,
the county's done a good job. I can't complain. I mean, they did dump
well, they're
everyone's
doing their
damn.
best. Yeah, I mean, they're doing the best they can. Listen, this was astronomical. I mean, it was ridiculous. So the amount of debris, just like trees.
I don't know what they're going to do with all this shit.
Insane. I mean, you're talking cabinets, washing machines, dryer. I mean,
Mattresses,
everything that's on the floor.
Yeah,
your
yeah,
entire first floor of every house is pretty much trashed.
Well, especially Sanibel, like where you're working, it's got to be. I mean, what are they going to do with all those? Just the drywall that people are ripping out.
That's another thing. Is there going to be a shortage of drywall?
That big house that I started working on, they literally came this morning. They started yesterday. It's all gone.
So they did get rid of it.
And I got that whole place gutted too. So like all the shit's actually taken away.
But what about building materials? There's going to have to be a short. There's going to have to be a run, right?
No, we're going to be able to get people in drywall, and then we're going to get stuck.
And then you're going to get stuck, right?
But that's all we can do is get them on drywall.
That's crazy.
I mean, we can. Let's say you just want basic doors or something. Maybe we can have them, but most of these houses don't. I mean, that house that I'm talking about, each one of those interior doors is like $3,500.
Jesus,
so they're not like you don't just go to Home Depot and buy it.
Oh my God, that's crazy. Speaking of supplies, we have what do we have? 25 days worth of our diesel fuel from left for the country. Do you know that?
What?
25 days left of diesel fuel. That's it.
Because we've gotten rid of all the reserves.
Because we got rid of the reserves.
So we're back to our politicians because that's our president, which is an idiot.
Oh my God.
We have. So what are they going to do? What do you mean 25 days?
Look it up. 25 days of reserves for diesel fuel.
I think a lot of this whole push was originally was to kind of push the whole battery powered thing. But I think after this storm, those of us that live here and any watch on the news realize like the whole idea of everybody owning a Tesla and that's what we drive around is golf carts all day long
would have been done.
Is not even feasible.
Nobody could get anywhere. You wouldn't be able to go anywhere.
That whole Green New Deal, Make America Great, whatever the fuck he wants to call his plan is, it's toast.
No way.
It's done.
I read today that there was a lady that was driving somewhere. I think it was out west or Midwest, and she pulled over to plug her
To
car
charge
in,
it up.
and there was a wait. So she took off again. She goes, I've never been so scared in my life of running out of power.
Running
She goes,
out of
I'm
power.
running out of power, and I didn't know what to do. And
No, those of us that are sitting for 10, 14 days without power, and you're saying the only way I can drive my car is to be on a battery. I can't even fucking turn my TV on.
I can't even
Right.
charge my phone.
Yeah,
You know,
like it's just fucking. We're not
it's
there.
stupid.
We're not
No.
even close to there.
no, we're not even
it's
close.
a good goal. We can all work towards it, but like, let's just fucking use our head doing it because it's retarded.
No way are we even close.
And-
This just doesn't need to even be discussed.
No, it's stupid. It's stupid. And I didn't get to do my stand up either. Got canceled.
Why don't you do
Right
something
before
now?
I am.
I
I'm
mean,
doing it tonight. The same place.
I thought maybe you'd do something funny now for a change.
Oh.
I mean, ha, ha, ha. Oh,
See?
I'm sorry. I
always
can't
got-
say. I can't
Yes.
say it.
No,
Sorry.
you could do it. I love it when you.
I'm
do
not allowed to say it
I
anymore.
love it. No, I mean, but that
So
was
where are you doing this tonight?
tonight at the in the water to
You're-
the Seacraft.
Yeah, your
In
neck of
North
it was
Fort
North
Myers.
Fort Myers,
Oh,
Yeah.
where you grew up
Yeah,
on in Marina Town.
I'm hosting
Oh.
it tonight. They
Over there by
throw
the
me a
old
bone.
brother-in-law's grocery
Yeah.
store, country store thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's on the river.
Yeah,
Yeah,
on the
yeah.
other
No.
side. Marina something.
So they didn't.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
must have not got hit that
I think
hard.
that no, I think they did. That's why they. Well, obviously nobody was looking to do stand up a day after the hurricane. You know,
no, but I mean, they must have not getting flooded out. Got flooded out.
well, they
too
fit
bad.
whatever they did. They fixed.
Well,
I
the
don't-
thing
I mean,
is,
I
you
don't
got to
the
think
place
the wind
that
was
nice
blowing.
to begin
The wind was
with. I don't
blowing the
know.
other direction, so it blew up on our land more than it did on their side because the wind was blowing like into our
into
side.
us.
It
Yes,
seems like the further north you get, the war. I mean, it swirled around, so it was kicking it out.
Well, it's the
We
people
were
that's
on the bottom.
if
The
we're on,
bottom.
the south side of
Fort Myers
things.
Beach and us, and they just kept getting hammered. And the wind switched. You could feel it switch. I saw it switch. So
Yeah.
because Keaton and I kept going outside and checking it out, because I mean, luckily we were in my metal roof. I don't know if anyone wants to build a roof, but build a metal roof, because that's what saved me through these hurricanes. I have not had one.
that's what saved this house.
I mean,
yeah.
knocking
And
on wood
hurricane,
right now.
Yeah, and you don't.
but
Yeah.
I'm telling you right now, the metal roof has saved my ass, and I don't have the third nail or whatever you're supposed to have for insurance, and I don't care. It's
Don't ever
still,
admit that.
I know I do. I mean, you have to admit it. I mean, the insurance and my
Disclaimer
insurance.
on this acquisition.
The insurance is always $6,000 a year. It's going to go up,
Oh, my
probably. No
God.
telling how much it's going to go.
And that's
to.
another thing. We could have another whole episode on what's going to happen with the insurance company. They're already dropping people.
Well, people aren't going to be able to afford it. I
And
mean,
what's
they're
that
already
50?
more. So
Is that 50-50 rule?
I guess if it's 50%,
FEMA 50.
yeah, if it's 50% damage, that you have to maybe wreck the whole.
You have to
place.
take it down and
Start over.
start over. I mean,
In my
a lot of
personal,
people, I think they're going to
it's-
take the money and go.
They
my
are.
personal opinion on this is one, DeSantis has to step in and he's going to have to squash it. I know it's a federal thing, but he's going to have to say fuck it because too many people's houses are going to have to just come down and they're not in a position to fix them.
Well,
Fix them,
first of
right.
all, flood insurance does not cover that much of a structure. It's
exactly.
maxed out at 500,000, I think, so you can't get any more than that.
So think about this. Like they don't even know though. What does the 50 attest to the assessed value? Like my house that's assessed at
I think it is.
500,000 that
I don't
can
think it's
sell for
market value. I
1.2?
think it's assessed value.
All right. So then what does it include when you put it back? You can
Right.
put a $10 tile in your house, or I can put a $25 tile in my house. So what is it? What is the value of that? Like nobody knows. The city planner, Sanibel, he's
Mhm.
got one story of it. The mayor's got another story. They're all tripping over themselves. Nobody really knows.
No, they don't know, and they won't know. First of all,
people are scared about it.
Well,
I'm
people are
sure they
truly
are.
scared.
of course
they should
are.
be
Of course they
scared.
are. And when Hurricane Harvey hit Texas, this is something I was looking into. They revamped the whole way that they calculate insurance premiums and how they designate areas and stuff, because it was the way they have it is like how we have it now. People are going to get screwed. People are just going to get fucked. They're not going to be able to rebuild. So what they did is they revamped the state of Texas after Harvey, the way insurance companies can do business there and what they have to provide and how they structure it. I'm not 100% sure how it is. I'll find out the facts for the next time. But what I'm hearing is that's what the government, that's what they're going to have to do here, because you can't. I mean, there's just so much destruction. You can't have it like a ghost town. You know what I mean?
Well, they say like Mexico Beach, which is Florida, for you people who don't know, is Florida in the Panhandle.
That's the
They
Panhandle.
got hit by Michael,
Yep.
which was a major storm, and it had very similar structures like the beach, older.
Like Fort Myers Beach.
They did,
Farms.
but it just wasn't as built up. But it did have the similar, and it totally wiped them out, and they're still not back up. They're not even. They said they're not even close to some structures.
So how long ago was that?
2 years, I think.
Yeah,
ago.
I think that was after Irma.
I think-
That was after 2017.
Yeah, it was after it.
So
And it
and
was
I mean,
a category
the one thing
4.
that we have going for us. I mean, our area has a lot more money. Than
It's more
that
money,
area.
and there's more people that. And see, what will happen here is developers will come in and suck it
There
up.
are already people putting
Yeah,
up money.
they're
to
already
come
gonna
buy
try.
shit.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
for sure.
Now, I mean, like they keep saying, should we allow people to build on the coastal areas? Well, how are you going to stop them?
Why?
What
Why
are you going
wouldn't
to
you?
do?
Why wouldn't you?
Well, they're saying because it's going to get wiped out again. But
Well,
most of the stuff that after Andrew, if you get a building that after Andrew, I mean, it may have had damage.
and that was in 92.
It may
that's
have had
what
damage.
changed- that's what
when the
changed
building-
everything.
That's when everything changed, and you can see the difference from something that's
Mhm.
built before and after.
Dude, could
No,
you
so,
believe
I mean,
the
we
Lonnie
have a-
Kai? The Lonnie Kai is still up.
Yeah, still
That
hung in there,
motherfucker
dude.
thing.
That
ain't
thing
going
is held
nowhere.
together by like rubbers and semen.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
you know what I'm
There's
saying?
no telling what's stuck in that place.
It's
That's
crazy.
a nasty. It ain't going anywhere.
No, but I mean that's the testament to proper concrete
structures,
though. Like,
yeah.
that thing's
What's the
staying
name of
there
the
forever.
place down the way there? It made it, didn't it? The one they just put up that everyone's
The
bitching about?
Margaritaville?
No.
Oh.
The one near the Lonnie Kai. The one down to the right up. You keep going, it's down. The one the big one that just built not long ago.
I think he's talking about the Margaritaville one.
The
That
one
was
that they're-
closer to the
they're
bridge.
still building that.
Margaritaville ain't built.
It's not done, but the
But it
structure
wasn't
is there.
affected
Other
either.
way,
That
other
place is
way.
good to go.
Yeah, man.
It didn't take on
No,
any damage.
it was
really.
all concrete.
What the hell are you talking about?
The other place, the other hotel that was built. You know where I'm talking
It's on
about.
the same side?
Yes.
It's on the beach side?
Yes. It's like 4 or 5 stories, 5, 6 stories.
I don't know. Is it
Did he get fucked up, or is
I
it
don't think it did.
No, I mean,
A
especially
lot
if
of
it hadn't
those
been built
buildings
out
did.
yet. If it was just like open shell, basically, the water and the rain and the wind could just go right through it. So it'd
I
probably
can't
been
believe I
fine.
don't know. I can't believe I can't remember it. Hang on.
I'm not
Look it
allowed
up.
on Fort Myers Beach anymore.
And I don't know, obviously, as nobody's listening, but I just want to give a shout out. We lost to breast cancer. This is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and my young cousin Christine passed away last week, unfortunately. So, ladies, get your mammograms, get checked out. It's not a joke. You know, 2 beautiful kids, a whole beautiful family. We love you and miss you. Not to bring the show down that that was already down over hurricane talk, but sad. Get checked out.
Well, she
Same
did,
thing.
She did get checked out, but still didn't work.
No,
Unfortunately,
I
which is
know, but
terrible.
you still have to go. You still have to get checked out
I agree.
on a regular basis. It's
They show us
important.
stupid Margaritaville, dumbass. I'm sick of that place. It's gonna ruin the beach.
No, what's-
Sorry.
You think so?
Yeah,
Especially
I do.
now that everything's going to be.
I think it's
Nah,
gonna.
it's-
Look
I think
like
it's gonna
Fort
be
shit.
Myers,
different.
Fort Myers Beach is going to be ruined
done.
based on the way we grew up. Of what
Yeah,
it was.
From
It's-
what we
it's just
did,
going to
it's
be a
done.
lot different. It's not going to be what it was. That's for sure.
Diamond Head.
Diamond. I was going to just say
Oh.
that.
Well, you did.
But that's
no,
not
I know,
new.
but Diamond Head's not new, though, is it?
Yeah, well, yeah, it ain't that old. It's less than 10 years old.
Oh, I thought you were talking about like a newer structure,
what I
like
was
the
trying
last
to
couple of
Well,
years.
that's
I'm like,
new to me. I'm talking about after
Right.
Andrew and the Diamond Head. I don't think it
Mm.
took a bunch of damage.
Dude,
No,
the-
it didn't do
the-
too bad. They were losing a lot of their beach though. They're having issues with erosion prior
well,
going
I feel
into
sorry
it.
for them. You know, the house across the street lost the whole house.
well, think
probably,
about
so-
all that sand. I mean, they might be able to. That there could be some kind of, I don't want to say like good things that come out of this somehow with the beach, stronger structures, more beach. You know the guy who was always the pirate, the guy who would walk
Yeah,
up.
but he
and down?
died.
He died.
Yeah,
It's insane. We had pictures. We have tons of pictures with him.
he's dead. Keep him.
He's gone. Unbelievable. But anyway,
I don't know. It was a mess, and I hope we never have anything like it again and put it to bed.
yeah, we'll get back.
Go away.
We'll get back.
But I'd say that was one thing. Like on my neighborhood and my street, we've had people, the transient, the gypsy people that come in, or the tree trimmers, or the whatever, just different services, just looking for work, and everybody has been really good and helpful. I mean, I have to admit, I've never seen so many people without teeth. But with that being said,
I'm sure
everybody was honest with what they did. They weren't
gouging
was,
you.
I didn't come across
felt
it.
that
We had a guy.
I felt that everybody was being really fair, and they were truly trying to help. And yeah, they're opportunistic, yeah, but we needed the help anyway, so it worked out well. So I mean, for the first 4 days that I stayed at the house in my neighborhood getting shit taken care of. That was one thing I walked away from with that, just saying that at no time did I feel like I was in jeopardy or the kids were in jeopardy.
Right. Well, I
or
don't
anything.
think you're ever going to feel like that here.
Well, I know
mean,
there's but like you said with looting and stuff like that, and Sanibel,
I didn't see any looting.
I only in one area that I was working in, and that place was ransacked. And there's just like cars with the doors open. You could tell it wasn't like they opened the doors to dry them out, but they have 2 Miami City-Dade police officers they contracted to sit up there. So I went to go talk to them because I had three houses in there that I was going to work on. And as we're driving around, all of a sudden kind of realized why these police officers are sitting there. You start looking at some of these things. So some people did hit this specific area.
They had to come by boat.
Well, that's we weren't even on there for
right. Think about how
2 weeks,
2
3
weeks almost,
or something
right?
like that.
At least.
So people did come on there that way, and it's
It wasn't apparent like everywhere you went. There's people running in and out. Like it looked like L.A. when they jump into one of these department stores and wreck the place and run out.
No, I think that everybody. Sanibel was an easy target because nobody was there.
Right. Well, I know, but they still had to know where they were going in. They had to go run in by beach. I mean, it wasn't easy to get to. So
I think more than anything, it seemed like to me was a lot of the cars.
Well, maybe, and they're looking at whatever's in the car and hauling ass. Yeah, that could be
going through houses and and people leaving stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, you gotta. It's so everywhere. I mean, it would have been tough. It ain't like where their jewelry is. I mean,
no, exactly. So I mean, I would. That was really the only thing that I saw that was disturbing as far as just people's character. I mean, I have seen the one job that I was talking about with the guy coming in scaring the old man, saying, "Oh, you got mold everywhere," and all this kind of stuff. Yeah. So I mean, there's going to be those kind of characters. Have those
people here,
but it wasn't something that was really prevalent. Like I didn't feel like I saw all over the place. So I was just been happy with that. It's been good people. The people came down here. They did what their job was. What they were contracted to do.
These people follow these things obviously because they come in. It's all of a sudden, 4 or 5 days later, and you see nothing but recovery this, recovery that. Restoration, mold, and they're all different plates. They're not from Florida.
No, I'm working with a company out of Rochester. I got doing 2 of my jobs right now.
Yeah, that are in New York. So they must follow these things.
No, that's what they it's like a high for them. It gets excited. They have a regular company that's back home that does this, and then when these things happen, they like load up, bring their guys down equipment.
But they have to have guys and stuff that come down here with them, and they got to be able to put them up. That's the main thing we're running into now is that no one has any place to stay.
No, I was looking around.
They were literally saying that they want you to put your people in your house if you want to rent a room. Which is, I mean, I guess if you're in a, I don't know.
If you know the person, I mean, you can't just have strangers. I mean, I guess you could.
No, we're talking strangers, which you know. You could take a chance.
I guess you could take a chance.
Can't risk that. You got little kids,
especially if you have kids. Yeah, that's just you never know. I mean, people. You feel for people, but like I mean, again, looking at campgrounds, you were just telling me like this place they're charging like $2,800 a month now
just for your space.
Just for a space.
I'm sorry, that's gouging.
That is
gouging. That should be turned into the to the gouging department.
There's no reason. There's no reason. A week before the storm, it was $1,200.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I don't know what it was. I just know they were bitching about it.
So. I most of the places are $1,000. They're $1,000 to $1,200.
And those are nice places.
And those are nice places. Not $2,800.
No.
That's bullcrap.
That's gouging.
That's bullcrap.
That's like Publix gouging with my damn Ultra.
Oh my God. I mean, that is ridiculous.
Son of a bitches.
And Publix is all right, but $30 for a case of Ultra?
That's what it was, $30.99 for that 24-pack, right?
Yeah, that's insane.
I got one yesterday.
How much?
I think it was $30.99.
That's ridiculous.
I got one yesterday when I was putting it in their thing. I was like, man, that seems fucking expensive.
That's a lot. I mean, and
it's Sam's. It's $21.96 for a case.
No, it went up.
Did it really?
23, yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah.
All right, but still not 33 or not 30.
No. That's Publix. Publix is, I'm sorry, I don't think they're gouging, but their prices are ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. I go to Walmart.
Yeah, Walmart or Sam. I'm telling you.
I'm not talking $3 or $4. You're talking $5, $6 for like meat and stuff like that. It's a big difference. I mean, once you start buying a lot of groceries, and I love
it's
Publix.
Convenience though. We're all locked into a Publix,
and I love
this
Publix.
Is my Publix. This is where I go. This is where I get my shit,
and it's quality and stuff. But after a while, you got to be like, okay, enough already, Publix.
Yeah, but not $30 for a case of Ultra. Come on.
No, well, that's
insane.
what they're
Especially when
getting.
you drink 2 a day. Fuck.
Yeah, two cases a day. I mean,
Oh,
it's
two
gonna
cases.
get pricey.
flyer credits or something.
I thought he was talking about 2 beers. It's talking
No.
about cases.
No, 2 beers an hour.
2 beers an hour. That's great. But even at 20, like, okay, 24, that's $1 a beer. You go out, you're paying
$3.
No,
$3-4.
I realize that, but
depending.
you're all. I understand that, but
That's insane.
no, I'm gonna have to switch to Busch Light or something.
Oh no, that's going to give you a headache.
That's what Keaton drinks. I'm gonna start drinking.
No,
that.
I don't know how they do it.
I don't either. but they
Natty
drink-
Light,
No, he's young and he wants to feel
right?
rugged.
Oh, this stuff's cheap.
Pabst,
They don't care.
PBR.
Exactly.
We'll go to PBRs. What does a case of PBR go for?
I have no idea.
I
but
think it's like
guess
half the
cheap.
price.
I think
I
it's
really
half.
It's like $12
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's half.
or something
It's
ridiculous.
definitely half.
I had to pick something up for somebody. I was getting ultra, like go to poker or something. And they said they wanted, I don't remember what it was.
Right.
Fucking Miller Lite or
cheap.
something cheaper. I don't even remember. And I remember getting and thinking,
I love it.
what the fuck? Like it was like $8.
Yeah,
And
Yeah,
I don't think that an ultra is that much more to make. I think it's just because they can do it.
Well, it's popular.
It's
It's
the most
popular.
drink.
Right. It's popular.
But it used to be Bud Light.
Yeah. But Ultra's
Bud
taking
Light.
over that though.
Yeah.
It was,
I gotta-
it was Bud Light. It wasn't like Miller Light. It was
No,
Bud Light.
Bud
I
was
always
the
thought it
number
was
one.
Bud Light.
Bud
Bud
Light
Light.
down here was always
Yeah.
the thing.
Bud Light.
I think up north, like Bush and all that stuff is like more Yankee stuff, I think.
Is it? Well, because
Yeah.
Miller Light's awful. Sorry,
I
sorry,
hate-
guys.
I know. Miller Lite to me tastes like
I
it's
used to-
fucking
I could
skunk.
drink a
I
Bud
don't
Light,
know.
but
I used to
Miller-
skunky beer is to me Heineken is a skunky beer.
I don't know.
could
Like
drink a
Miller Lite,
Heineken.
I can
Could
drink a
you?
Heineken before I
I
can
used
drink
to drink
a
Heinekens a lot, and I can't. I mean, now you
Much
crack it
more.
open, it's like, ooh.
No, it's
Miller
better
Lite's
than a
really
Miller
tough.
Lite.
Like I almost won't
Tough.
even drink.
I won't drink either.
In which is
It's a good
goes
way to
say
quit
a
me
lot.
to
Yeah, like here, Troy. Your allowance is only Miller Lite.
It'd be a good way
Oh my
to
God.
make me
to make you
quit.
stop.
Yeah.
I don't know. Well, we got to figure it out.
But no, Bud Light's always been the biggest beer down here because it was Budweiser. and then
Always
before
Bud
they started,
Light. Huge Bud
Light's
Light.
good.
Yeah.
But Ultra's definitely taken over.
Yeah,
from
it
that.
has. But anyway, we won't get on the beer situation. But I'm glad Ian's done. They're gonna retire its name. Thank God. Get rid of that I.
yeah,
Is that what
That's
they said?
what. Yeah, I
never
saw
again.
it today.
They'll never have it again.
That's what they said when Kelsey had the baby. My daughter had the baby. Were you gonna name it Ian? I go, hell no, she ain't
Fucking
naming it no
constant
Ian.
reminder.
Yeah, no. So
I
Weston,
feel bad for anybody who is named Ian right now. Like people,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you don't even want to say
get
your
the
name.
hell away from me,
Yeah,
Ian.
use your middle name.
Yeah.
And if you don't have one,
Use
just
your
make something
initials.
up.
So what are you guys seeing though?
So-
Because I haven't watched any TV because I'm constantly been running. Like what are they? Is there preliminary numbers or estimates of what they're saying total dollars damage?
That's in the billions, they said. But
I heard
I tell you right
trillions.
now.
I heard trillions.
I
wouldn't be
thought it was
surprised-
like 13 billion. They're saying or
Oh
something
no
like
no
that.
no
or-
no! I
It's
can
got
tell
to
you
be
right
close to $1 trillion.
now, dude. I'm working on two $7 million houses in Sanibel right now that each are
But
going
they don't have to be demolished.
No, but they're each $1 million worth of damage. So I mean,
Yeah, that's 2 houses.
that's $2 million.
And again, it's not just we're in this little capsule, right? Like right here, and from let's say Naples up to maybe Charlotte. It went further than that. It went inland. It went into
Well,
other
the thing
counties.
is,
It's just
like
ridiculous.
It's like it sat on the most expensive areas. So
Yep.
you got your $5 million house, and then the one house that's one off the river behind it is
This
the
is-
$3 million house, and then a $2 million house, and then you have another $1 million house, and then you have 4 $700,000 $800,000 houses, like just on that one block, all just
think about it in
destroyed.
Naples. You got $15 million houses.
No, and I heard that,
Port
that
Royal.
Port
You're
Royal got-
talking. It's
they got
insane.
hit hard too. I heard it flooded like crazy.
Port Royal.
yeah,
No, it did flood. But so that's my thing. When you add all that up, just on my street alone, and that's my street. I'm not
Right.
even in like the fanciest
Right,
of fanciest places.
Right.
Like that's a lot of millions of dollars.
I
I
don't
can't
know.
imagine Sanibel being less than 40-50 billion.
I don't. I mean, how the hell? What I want to know is where they're going to get the drywall and the plywood to redo this, and how much is it going to be?
Well, it's.
I mean,
everything.
already before this hit, it was
We
already
could barely get
2-3
shit.
weeks. You couldn't get anything anyway. So now
I
it's
think we're
going
going
to
to
really
be fine for drywall and shit like that. Where we're going to have trouble is all the trim stuff. The
Windows.
windows are going to be problematic, but doors, interior doors, and trim.
Well, yeah.
I think that's where we're going to have trouble because we were having trouble before.
It's going to be weeks and years. It'll be months and months and months. And that's not even talking. Get to the fence department. I mean,
Yeah.
my God, if you were in the fencing,
Oh my, yeah. I mean,
that's
any,
where people
anything.
are looking now. I mean, it's fences. I mean, it's going to be, it'll be years.
I don't know. The president did come down and he started talking about climate change. Did you see that when he came down?
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah. Oh yeah.
and DeSantis is standing behind him, just kind of like biting his tongue. You know, I mean, you're talking about climate change and the price of this and the price of that. I mean,
why don't you lower the gas prices? First of all, we're supposed to be in a gas tax break, and I didn't see any break whatsoever. Did you?
No, it's gonna get worse.
I'm really bad. I don't pay attention.
We were in a gas tax break, and it was still $3.30 a gallon. So that means it would have been $3.50, $3.60.
What is it now? It's like $3.35 or $3 something like that.
I
now?
filled up at Sam's. It was $3.09.
I paid $3.04 yesterday.
Right, which is cheap. Now,
Yeah.
well, that's when I paid.
My brother. So we were just up. Like I said, unfortunately, we were up in New York.
How much is it up there?
In California?
No, New York.
Okay, in the high threes, I paid to fill up the rent-a-car $4.19.
Shit.
All right, I didn't drive that much.
Yeah, but
still,
think about
he
it.
goes, I said, you're going to get gas, right? I said, there's a gas station right by Kennedy Airport. You know, he goes, no. I said, what do you mean no? He goes, Anthony, do you understand? He goes, we pay over $6 a gallon. It's cheaper here. Who cares? Let them fill it up for $5 or $4 or $4.50. We don't even care.
I don't know.
It's
still no reason to throw money away.
And our vice president's talking about yellow school buses.
Yellow school bus.
Is that racist or some shit?
No. She's just saying,
giggling. You would have died.
Oh,
there was a school bus behind her, and she's doing some photo.
Don't you remember? Doesn't anybody? Who doesn't love a yellow school bus?
Ha ha! And she goes, ha ha!
Yeah. She's like, it's part of our life and everything.
Don't your kids love the yellow school bus?
Yeah. The wheels on the bus go round and round.
And that's all she's talking about.
Except the wheels in her head, they're flat.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This girl has no fucking common sense whatsoever. Nobody's concerned because, again, climate change. It's all about, and they don't realize that they're losing that whole narrative, dude. Because people now are seeing, because
they're fucking full of shit.
They're just full of shit. They lie over and over again. I saw like a whole collage or montage or whatever of videos of everybody saying, the president saying, you're not going to get, COVID if you take the vaccine, and you're not going to spread it, and this and that. And it's all bullshit now, and they still hold on to the same thing.
He got boosted the other day. It's like his 5th booster.
I know.
Well, maybe that helps explain what's the matter.
Well, maybe it is going to his fucking brain.
I am excited to see what the Democrat Party plans to do with this, because they themselves cannot be impressed or happy with Biden.
No.
And not to throw
they're
him
not.
under the bus.
They're not.
He's a problem.
There's a huge problem.
And so what
and they
their
know
answer
these
is going to be
midterms
first.
are going to be.
Yeah, and Kamala is not an
I love when
option.
he says
Idiot.
Kamala. I love it.
Kamala.
She's not an option.
No.
And so, what is their plan?
I don't.
I mean, even looking here at Florida, I mean, Charlie Crist, I mean, I don't even know why he would even. Why would you even throw your name in the list?
Because
Waste of money.
somehow he makes money off the deal. There's got to be some money that's getting funneled
there's no
into
way
his
he's
bank
gonna
account.
win, and he knows that.
No way.
So you're just gonna go out and embarrass yourself that you got wiped out on the beat the worst in any election possible.
Did you see Fetterman?
Yeah, look at Pennsylvania. Okay,
Have you seen this guy? Did you see the guy?
I'm not a huge fan of Dr. Oz.
Better than Fetterman.
But if that's the Democratic Party's best option in Pennsylvania, is this guy who opened up by saying, "Hello, everyone. Good night." That's how he started the debate. He said good night. I mean,
dude, he was really bad.
And you don't want to make fun of the guy. He had a stroke. I mean,
but he shouldn't be there then.
Nobody should be letting him.
No,
run.
he should have never run. He literally goes, "I'm for fracking. Fracking. Yes, for fracking." I mean, that's literally how he says it, because he just doesn't have any idea.
And
how
it's
he
not
can
making
speak.
fun of a handicapped person.
No.
It's making fun of not
He
making
had a
fun.
stroke.
It's just pointing out the obvious that this is probably not
he
your
had
role.
a stroke. No, and he has no business being in.
I should not be a lineman.
Exactly.
Like an NFL
NFL
lineman.
I shouldn't
exactly.
be a lineman anyway.
Exactly.
First of all, I'm afraid of heights. I wouldn't be a good
It's like
lineman.
me being
That's right.
I
It's
shouldn't
like
be
me
an
being
NFL
qualify
lineman.
for that job either.
Right.
It's like me being a
No.
porn star. It ain't gonna work.
Well, it depends on the kind of porn.
They're
Some
gonna have
people
to
are
really
into
bring
that
it
stuff.
midget porn.
Well, you could have had something going on with Rodney. I mean,
Speaking of midgets, your kid, your son brings my son to midget wrestling last night.
My son did.
Yes, your son.
that's
By the way,
great.
No.
Yes.
Where was
my
this
son,
at?
Where was
at
that?
the Buddha.
At the
And he's all over. He goes, "You're gonna love it, Keaton." Keaton puts his damn nice shirt on. Off he goes to midget Buddha.
He puts a
midget-
nice shirt on to go
Oh
to the
my
midget wrestling.
to
God.
go to
Yeah,
midget
yeah.
wrestling.
I mean,
Your son's seeing how great it is.
That's
I'm like,
what's
oh,
happening
great.
here. That's the nightlife. Let
I'm
me
like,
put my
oh,
good shirt
great.
on for the midget
Because
wrestling.
I'm like, Keaton, where is it? He goes, it's right here at the boot. I'm like, oh my God. I go,
Yeah.
who's doing it? Noah. I'm like, oh.
See, now, why is that not banned? I mean, isn't that discriminatory
I think they're
against
wrestling,
little
though. They're
people,
not-
vertically challenged
No,
people?
they're not throwing them against the wall like the stick. Remember they used to do
Yeah,
that?
they used
With
to
the
stick it like with Velcro.
Well, they subscribe to it themselves. I'm sure they sign a
No.
contract.
Oh,
well,
they
that-
make money, you know.
I mean,
That's how they're making
yeah,
money.
that's how they're making money.
If I was a midget, I'd do it too. What the hell?
No, I didn't know anything
If I
about
was
that.
a midget, I'd do
you
it
could
too.
talk to your son. Yeah, I meant to say something to you about that. I'm like, why is Troy's son
Why-
sending my
yeah,
kid
Well,
to midget?
well, it was a Wednesday.
Mhm.
What else is there to do?
Yeah. What else do you do?
Everything
Go
else
to
is
midget wrestling.
Midget wrestling.
I need to ask him how it went.
I mean, I don't remember those good old days where you could just like, oh, there's midget wrestling, let's go. Like now, I don't even know that there's
I've never
midget
been to
wrestling.
it.
I've never
been to it.
No, me neither.
I never seen it either.
Me neither. And really, I don't ever need to see it. To be honest,
I
with you.
get the gist.
I mean, I've
Yeah.
looked at midget porn and it's disgusting.
Of
It's
course you
weird.
have.
Yeah. Well, everything. You got to look at everything. And it's
Honestly,
really
I don't
weird.
think I've ever looked at midget porn.
You can look at midget porn. It's really
It's a-
weird. All of a sudden, the guy, when it really sucks, when he's got a bigger dick than you, and I'm like, son of a bitch, and
And
midget.
he's a midget.
Yeah, he's a
Do
midget.
midgets like
You little prick.
is there equipment like normal size or is it
some
midget?
of it's regular size. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's but then their hands and feet.
I don't
It's
know.
like their
I
extremities
mean,
are-
Right? Aren't their hands and feet?
Yeah,
Can't
their
believe we're
arms,
having
like
this
their-
conversation.
I don't know.
This is the
I've
greatest
seen
thing
it.
ever.
I've
Are
seen
their
it.
hands and feet like proportionate to the rest of their body, or so? Wouldn't you think that everything else would be?
I don't know. Look like I mean, I'm
But then
not,
I've seen some midget. Hey, look, our buddy's in. Our buddy
I'm
Ty.
not saying it's giant.
I got to get you in, pal.
There he is.
Oh, perfect.
Can you hear
timing.
me?
Right during the midget porn.
Hey, Ty.
Awesome.
Hey, buddy.
How we doing, guys?
I'm trying to get you on. Hold on. I'm trying to figure this out.
Okay.
I don't know why
It's
that's
a
not
bad
working.
time for me to go outside. I'm going to go under.
Shift 6. Let's try that. All right. Well, it looks
As
like
everyone can see and hear me.
Yes, we can hear you. Picture press. Yeah, I don't know why this is not happening here. Oh, I know
Technical
why. It's because he's on.
difficulties.
Because look at him, he's doing the crab walk. It's because he's on the phone. He's on your phone. Yeah. Hey, buddy. Let me crank you up a
How
little.
are you?
Good. How you doing, Ty?
Good. I just left Buckets. Ran up there to support Hurricane Tina's for 5 minutes. Didn't have much time today. Running around like a chicken with my head cut off as usual.
Yep. I was telling everybody we were talking about it, and I'm going to give you some applause here. I called you and I referenced you, and you are the celebrity bartender from Fort Myers Beach, our dear friend who was down there and toughed it out on the beach and experienced Hurricane Ian, firsthand, unfortunately, or fortunately, Ty, because I know you've been,
Stupidly.
yeah, well, but you've been down there and you've been helping out and doing everything you can. I know that for a fact. So if I guess really, and I know you're driving and all, but if you could just give us a little perspective from your point of view as to like what it was like and what's going on down there and how things are going, if you'd be kind enough to do that.
Yeah. I'd start with everybody's like, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave? And I've been down in Florida for 12 years now, and I've left for 2 hurricanes. I left for Irma, and when I was up in Tampa, I can't remember the other one I left for. 36 hours before Ian hit, it was supposed to hit Tampa. I had friends coming down from Tampa that were evacuating to Fort Myers Beach.
Wow. So
So
in
to
other words,
answer that, to answer anyone's question, why didn't anybody, why are there so many people dead? Somebody didn't do their job. That's flat out. It was supposed to go to Tampa. We woke up Wednesday morning. I turned on the news at 6 a.m., 7 a.m., and the newscaster basically told me if I hadn't evacuated already, I was going to die.
wow.
So we went into, I don't know what the mode, survivor mode, I guess you would call it, where we're like, I called some friends of mine that lived on the beach that were in a one level, first story, only one level house, single family home. and I was screaming at them saying, you need it, because at least the house I was in had 3 levels.
Right.
They packed up, and I called them at 8:30. At 10 o'clock, they left their house. They were at my house by 10.
This is 8:30 Wednesday. This is 8:30 Wednesday?
Yeah, 8:30 Wednesday morning.
Wednesday morning. Okay.
Yeah. They got to our house at about 11:15. By 11:15, the water was up to their doors, over their tires, and they were 15 minutes away from getting washed away in their car.
My God.
Had they not made it to our house. And then an hour went by, all of a sudden the water in their Subaru was, we parked it on a little incline that maybe had like 3 inches of elevation, thinking, at 7 in the morning, I woke up and I went down and took 8 inches of water out of our pool, thinking, if the storm surge comes, it'll go in the pool and it won't get in the house. Well,
wow.
12 feet of water later.
Wow.
That was some wasted energy in the rain, but
now, that happened quick. I mean, how the water came
in a matter of 40 minutes. We went from looking at the Gulf, and because my friend, her house faces the Gulf, but on the back bay, on a canal between the Gulf and the back bay, on Matanzas Court. And like I said, she has 3 stories. So, our neighbor across the canal, who lived in a concrete, Edgewater condominiums, kept calling, you guys need to get over here. I'm like, Barry, I'm like, we're fine. We got 3 levels. I'm like, worst case scenario, we get a little water in the first floor.
We're okay. Yeah.
We're okay. And, God forbid something happened, we'll go to the 3rd floor. Well, by the time we realized how bad it was going to get, it was too late. There was 8 feet of water. So there was no going anywhere. You just basically, just prayed. Down. Yeah. I was with 3 ladies and 3 dogs. So there's 4 of us and 3 dogs. I had, basically had to, I had a beer in my hand at 10 in the morning, and at 10:30, I'm like, threw the beer down. I'm like, all right, I've got to be with it. You
can't be.
This isn't a hurricane party anymore.
Right.
This isn't something we're all going to laugh about tomorrow. Like Irma. I mean, hell, Irma, I was, drunk the entire time.
Yeah,
I think we all were.
This was a lot worse than Irma. There's no.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Irma
was like, the fly.
A baby. Yeah.
Yeah. There's not even a comparison.
So tell us, how is it down there now, Ty? I mean, is anything? I mean, it looks like they're trying.
They are. The Monday, Tuesday thing, being on the island and we've got a crew of about anywhere at any given day from 6 to 15 people that we're going and gutting people's houses.
Right.
These are all bartenders, servers, charter captains, everybody that relied on tips, basically. So We're not doing it for free. We've done a lot of free stuff for elderly people. We'll go in and take out a hot water tank or move some heavy, but unfortunately, as much as I'd love to do everything for free, I'd still, my bills are still coming.
Right. You gotta eat.
FEMA, right. I've yet to see 1 penny from FEMA yet. So
right. Well,
I lived in a house. Yeah, I lived in a house that had 4 apartments, 1 mailbox. Wow. So the 5 people that lived in that house, whoever it is, they wouldn't tell me. Whoever the first person was to claim FEMA got that $700.
Wow.
And I basically, and the lady said, well, you only get $700 per address. She goes, it doesn't matter if there's 30 people living in there. And I guess I get that. Like if, Anthony, let's say, you and your 2 girls and Brenda and her 2 boys were all in the same house, all 6 of you couldn't claim the $700.
Right, $700.
That I understand.
That's one family, it's different when it's all
separate. Yeah, separate people.
Yeah, but FEMA doesn't see it that way. So it's one house, 1 address, $700.
That's a shame.
And partly, I'm not blaming my landlord. I had one of the best ever. But the house wasn't registered correctly, or I don't know how you would say it. He had 4 apartments in there, but it was 1 electric meter, 1 water
Yeah,
meter.
it's not parceled out.
Had it been
accordingly.
had it been 4 electric meters, 4 water
Right.
meters, then all 4 of us would have gotten our FEMA check.
Right.
So, but
Wow.
our rent included everything, which was
Right.
great until 28, 9 days ago.
Right.
So,
Now,
I mean, it's
is-
$700. I'm not really worried about that. The
Is
biggest
your-
thing
is it
now
still- I'm sorry, is your place still standing?
yeah, the structure is.
Keep the door
Okay.
closed. The door.
It's completely gutted, down to the, the only
Are
thing
you
left in
living
there
there?
is the bathtub.
So you're not living there?
Oh, God, no.
Oh,
No, I'm
So
at a
Ty-
friend's house. I'm at my friend's house where I actually rode out the storm.
right.
And obviously and unfortunately you lost a friend or 2 or maybe more than that.
Yeah, I
because
think
of
I'm up to
this
5 or 6 now.
5 or 6.
Mm.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
So sorry,
Mm.
man.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. I mean, you literally. I spoke to you, and you're like, yeah, there are houses floating in front of our house, right? I mean,
Yeah, across. So if you imagine on one side of the canal and you look over, and there's a row of houses, 9 houses directly across from where we were in the canal are no longer there.
Oh my
They
God.
all floated across the canal, past our house, and either went into the back bay or were in our circle. If obviously
right.
you can't
Holy
picture where we are, but we're in a circle, and there's like 2 big cul-de-sacs. Well, everything went straight back to the one cul-de-sac now.
Holy shit.
Jesus.
Yeah, I mean the debris is just unfathomable. I mean, even I was down yesterday at Times Square to listen to DeSantis and FEMA and the sheriff and a couple other people. And just anybody, my buddy, anybody that comes down. I had some people. My uncle sold me a truck very cheap. Obviously, a pickup truck is huge down here. So
Yeah.
the lady I'm living with, her brother drove it down with 3 other guys. 3 of them were Marines, and one is still currently a cop in Kentucky. And when they got to the house, they all 4 look like they're from Duck Dynasty.
Right.
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 We're bawling.
Mm.
Because
'cause you can't
they've seen the
imagine it.
picture, they've seen the newscast, they've seen it, but
Doesn't do it justice.
you just even my buddy that just came down, it's been a month. He's like, he's looking, a lot of the debris on his street's gone. So even every day that goes by and people that come down, they're like, oh, it's what are they talking about? It's not that bad. Like,
Shit.
Yeah, they have no idea. They have
yeah.
no idea.
Well, they don't take into account, like the air quality.
It's
on
a
the
month
beach.
later.
Yeah, see, that's another thing too. The air
Yeah.
quality. I didn't even think about that.
Well,
What's
like
going on there?
the one house that ended up hitting my friend's house that was 2 doors down from me, Bonnie, that ended up passing away. My friend Terry used to own that house. Well, one of the main reasons she sold it is because all the siding was asbestos.
Oh wow.
Mm.
So, and it would have cost $150,000.
Just to fix it.
Oh, we lose them. I think we lost them.
And this house is where the connection always works too.
Was
Yeah, see?
underwater,
Everything.
There we go.
full of asbestos, and
Right.
now that everything. So that's just one house of 20.
Mm.
I don't know, 10,000 on the island. That
Right.
that house was built in the 50s.
Right.
Almost
They're all
every
old.
house that was destroyed on Fort Myers Beach was built in the 40s, 50s, and 60s.
Yeah.
So you can just imagine what the
And
water quality is
does-
going to be
and
like,
it-
what
and
the
it
air
has-
quality
it
is going to
does
be
have
like.
It does have a scent too. Like I come home every day I'm working out in Sanibel, and I can literally still smell it on my clothes.
Oh yeah.
That's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
So
Excuse
Ty,
me while I do laundry.
what do you do? What do you do
That's all
now?
right, buddy.
What's your future? What are we doing?
That is the $1 million question. I'm a bartender by life. I've been doing this since I was 18. I'm 44 now. I've already gotten off. I got offered jobs in Ohio, Wisconsin, Minnesota, blah, blah, blah,
Right.
just for mainly even customers that have been mine that own bars in other parts of the country, and like come up, like, you know, we'll pay you an insane salary, and because they know, not tooting my own horn, but Anthony
they know
can
you're
attest
valuable.
to.
No,
You're valuable.
You're not only a good
And I'm
person,
like,
you're a good bartender, but a beautiful person too.
So
this is my home.
I was going to
Yeah,
say,
exactly.
are you staying?
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Good for you.
And honestly, the deck reached out to me. They wanted me to celebrity bartend on Monday night. And honestly, right now, I don't think I could even go behind a bar. I think it would be too hard.
Yeah.
My friend Bonnie that passed away, she drank Deep Eddy sweet tea and lemonade. I went to make a friend. We had a bottle of it at our house, and I went to make my friend a drink, and I literally just started sobbing like uncontrollably. And my friend's like, "I'm sorry, did I do something?" I'm like, and you just. So I think even trying to grab certain bottles will bring back
too many memories in the bottle.
Yeah, and and it's.
And her story was on the news too, with Lori. I mean, and you were on that.
Yeah.
You were on that NBC interview as well, about how they saw the Pink House coming, and didn't the Pink House smash into their house or something like that?
Yeah.
The Pink House was a well-known staple down there.
No, not really. No,
it was something. I thought it was.
No. Sorry.
Well,
my washer didn't start now.
Well, all we can say is we're sorry, and if there's anything we can do, and then hang in there.
No,
I can tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, everybody's been amazing. The outpouring of love and support, and even today, we all got up at 5 a.m. expecting the Today Show to be here. We thought, and we went down. We chased down Al Roker. Some friends of mine actually got their picture taken with him.
Right.
But when we asked to, we had signs made and everything. They're like, nope. Like, no, nobody's allowed. We're like, what? And they're like, nope. It's all pre-planned. Yeah. They had everybody pre-planned that was going to be there. What was being given away.
He had it all. They had it all worked. I mean, it was just Al Roker, I think.
Yeah,
so
it was.
That just shows you it was more. I mean, I don't mean to be, but it was more of a television stunt. I hate to say it, but
probably. Yeah, just to say.
Well, it was Wells Fargo. It was Wells Fargo. And God bless them. Wells Fargo gave away $750,000 today.
Right.
I mean, obviously it's a tax write-off for them, but God bless them. They did do.
They're doing something
good.
Right.
Well, they wanted the publicity. Whatever. I can understand it, but I don't know. We wish you the best, Ty.
Yeah,
and
man.
I hope things go. I mean, can't go anywhere but up. So.
No, I said, I'm taking a month off. I'm going to go to the other coast. I'm going to spend 2 weeks in Fort Lauderdale dog sitting for a friend. And then a guy I used to work for, the owner of Shamrock, Randy and Carol, have graciously offered me their house in Key West for 2 weeks for free.
Nice.
So I'm going to go decompress and hopefully get my head screwed on straight.
And
come back with a vengeance and ready to rebuild Fort Myers Beach.
Yeah, man.
Good.
Well,
we wish you well. Have fun, Ty.
Yeah,
have a good time while you're down there.
We'll do whatever we can, buddy.
Yourself.
You know that.
Absolutely.
We're here and we love you.
Love you too, guys. Thank you.
Right, bud.
Take care.
All right. Thanks for coming
Talk
on.
to you soon.
All right, man.
All right, bud. Bye-bye.
Poor guy got his ass kicked.
Yeah. I mean,
I was his whole life down there. I mean,
I can't hear you.
You can't?
No, now I can.
Oh, I'm just trying to be Troy.
Well, I mean, he saw it firsthand, dude. I mean, it's not good.
Right. Well,
but that's good that they're, people are at least coming through a little bit. And again, it's going to take a long time.
I really do think I've seen nothing but people being very
kind,
positive,
positive.
Just generally speaking, I really across the board.
That's what you do.
So
you either do that or you leave. And I think there have been people that have left. I mean, they're not coming back, that are saying, forget it, which I understand.
Fuck it, yeah.
They can't deal with it, which I understand. It's gone.
You got enough money or whatever else, you don't really care.
Right.
Just
or don't have any money. It's one or the other, and they just got to leave.
People did do that. I do have some friends that actually, they just don't, single mom type of thing.
They can't do it.
They're working in restaurants or something like that. The restaurant's not there. Their kids or whatever. They're like, I don't know. We're going to come back. I don't know when. We're just going to go to Chicago or wherever the fuck they're gonna go.
Yeah. So it was a rough storm. So Let's wrap this up. I got to go
Well,
to Georgia. I'm going to shoot Bambi.
He's going to hunt. He's going to go kill deer, which is a beautiful thing.
Well, someone's got to eat.
When I say it's a beautiful thing, somebody's got to eat.
I'll
Yeah.
bring him some food.
Yeah, bring him some food.
Yeah.
I'm sure they would love it.
Yeah. We
I'm
can
sure they
cook
would
it.
love it. Well,
Oh, God bless him.
we're
That was terrible.
we're still here to the
Yeah, we're
to
here.
the chagrin of many.
Many people, us, your 10 listeners out there, we're still here,
We're
guys.
here, dude, and we're back, and we're gonna
try
keep
and
going and
Try to keep it steady, but
keep you updated and
I'll let
have
you know
some
if
more
Rodney
content.
calls my wife.
Yeah, Rodney. Oh my God, she's probably on the phone with him right now.
Yeah, Rodney.
You've been gone for hours.
Yeah, Rodney with
And
the Bahamian
hopefully,
conch.
some people are ready to laugh a little bit tonight. Like I said, it's been 29 days. It's how many
Somebody
days
just
has it
said it
been?
was a month.
No, it's been a week today. Yeah, it started
A
Wednesday.
week.
No,
I mean,
what
not a week. I'm
a
sorry,
month. A month
Yeah.
today. Yeah.
Yeah.
like because it was on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Wait, today's Thursday.
Thursday, but I was
yeah.
pulling,
I'm losing track of days too.
I was
Yeah.
pulling trees
you know?
out of my yard, a month from,
Yeah.
it was a nightmare. And
Unbelievable.
we got lucky. So,
But we're praying for Southwest Florida. We're going to rebuild it, and we're going to stick it out and do what we can.
if anybody wants to sell cheap, will you please let us know?
yeah, just email us.
We don't have any money, but we'll try.
We'll work something out.
Yeah, we'll work something out. But
We'll give you a free subscription to the show.
And
but I mean,
Medicare too. I forgot.
And
about
Troy, you're
Medicare.
right in there. You're helping people rebuild. I mean, that's your business, and regardless if you're making money or not, that's your business, and you're doing
He's
the right
making
thing.
money,
No, I know that,
but he's
what I'm
helping.
saying, he's helping.
He's
It's-
honest.
Everybody's
He's honest.
out there, and just to touch really what you said, we had guys coming across from West Palm Beach, doing trees and stuff. Super nice, polite, licensed, insured. I mean, not gouging at all. I mean,
Right.
at all.
And that
I
means a
I didn't
lot.
really feel
It
that
does.
I didn't see that. So that's
Yeah,
what I'm saying.
I
So-
haven't seen it.
So
No,
I
I
mean,
didn't. My
I was
mother-in-law-
happy about that.
No, my mother-in-law got a tree quote, and I looked at it, and it wasn't bad. So I mean,
no,
as
no,
long
these
as the
guys
people are
good.
honest, and I understand they got to make money,
And
maybe
it's
a little bit more.
circumstantial, so it's a little bit
Yeah,
more. Exactly.
more
That's
than
what I told the
normal.
neighbors to one of their quotes. They got
Right.
$1,400 for something, and they're like, he's like, it's expensive. And I'm kind of thinking
Yeah, but-
about it. I'm like, you know what? It probably costs like $1,100 under normal circumstances.
Right,
For
right. So
$1,400,
for an
this
extra
guy's
$300,
here, and he's here. He's going to do it.
Right.
No.
Fuck it, roll
Yeah,
with
you
it.
Think
get it
about
done.
they're paying for lodging, they're paying for fuel. Look at
No,
the fuel
exactly.
cost. I mean, so you got to give them a little break. So I
I
haven't seen any
I
gouging.
thought everybody's done really good, and
My
I'm sure
only
I'm sure
gouging-
it existed out there, but
Yeah.
my
I
only
didn't really see
gouging is Publix, $30 a case. You bastard,
He's concerned.
son of a bitch.
I love it. It's wrong. It's wrong. But anyway, listen,
All right, love y'all.
we've beat this up enough, I guess, for now. And, everybody's going to stick together. We're going to rebuild, and we're going to come back bigger and better and stronger. We are a resilient bunch down here, that's for sure. And I've seen it firsthand. So
Love you.
until next time,
Thank you, Troy, for showing up. We love you.
yeah, I'm glad you
You're
were here,
welcome,
Troy.
guys.
I mean,
Yeah.
our first
it
live
was a nice little
broadcast,
break
bud.
from what my daily grind's been.
Right, from
know?
watching all the rebuild. But
Exactly.
Troy's doing a hell of a job. He's pulling out. He's helping people. So
And hopefully I could make some people laugh tonight and
Yeah.
get their mind off some shit.
I hope so too, because you ain't making me laugh.
All right.
We're all rooting for you
Yeah,
there.
thanks,
We're
man.
rooting for
Thanks,
you.
man.
Will you
Yeah,
record it, please?
I'm looking forward to it.
All right.
All right, guys. Be
Love
good.
y'all.
All
Love
right,
y'all.
man.
Take care.